A scene for Jeopardy. A DYAD in the Force.
Wow, we're not... Oh, it's slow. Slow moving. We're here. Welcome to another episode of DYAD in the Force, episode 234, the one about Starfighter, and of course our second edition of Jeopardy in our latest DYAD Trivia League. Choco chickened out. He saw the competition and was like, I ain't competing in this. I'm just kidding. Scheduling conflicts. Choco isn't here, but replacing Choco and subbing in Clutch is senior correspondent to the Star Wars, Calvor. How's it going, Cal?
Hit me. Oh, it's going pretty good. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for subbing in on short notice. We are joined by Marianne, another senior correspondent to the Star Wars. Welcome back, Marianne. How you doing? Oh, are you muted? Yeah, you are. Sorry.
Yeah, I sent you a message. I was like, I think you have me muted. It says the director has me muted.
Sorry.
It's okay. I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. And then we're joined by Gerard, or just Jared.
Jared
Jared the Dark Jedi. How's it going, man?
I'm good, man. I'm happy to be here. Apologies for my picture quality. I am normally crystal clear. I don't know why my camera picture is getting eaten alive right now, but I'm here. I'm very excited, happy to hang out, excited for some trivia. And real quick, happy anniversary to my girlfriend who is watching right now as well. So,
Aww.
That's so sweet.
Everybody in the chat say, aww.
awes in the chat. Awes in the chat.
We're also joined by Obi-Wan, or at least we are being attempted to join. They're making an attempt to join. But if that's the case, Chris in the chat, shout out to Chris, Star Wars lawyer. How's it going? If you wanted to compete in Star Wars Jeopardy, you're welcome to join us. And if you're interested, let me know on the Discord side so I can send you a link. And I now just saw Marianne's DM.
Great.
But moving forward with the, well, let's introduce each other. Why don't we? Because Jared, this is, I think, your second time on DYAD, but I don't think many people
I
are
was going to
familiar
say,
with you.
I don't think I've actually been on DYAD. You guys have been on...
Maybe we have been on yours.
I was going to say, you've been on Knights of the Nerd Republic. Choco's been on my show a couple times, and then you guys both came on to talk about the Acolyte last year. But I'm a big fan of both of you guys. I think you guys both freaking rule. But yeah, no, I'm Jared the Dark Jedi, Jared Bachman Stubbs if you're nasty. I host the Nerd Academy podcast. You can find that on YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. The titular show is mostly cape flicks, superhero movie news, whatnot, reviews, and then Knights of the Nerd Republic, our sister show, is all Star Wars across the board. So yeah, you can check me out over there. Mitch692 channel, I co-host his show Pro and Noob, where Mitch is showing me a bunch of anime for the first time. We're winding down our season 2 of Dan to Dan coverage right now. Ooh. Having a great time over there. And then Pep and Choco joined us over at Epic Confrontations, the Star Wars Trivia League, over at the Star Wars in a Galaxy podcast. They had their big, basically the Star Wars trivia version of the Royal Rumble event that myself, Pep, Choco, and a number of other people competed in. Pep and Choco both did incredible. You guys both had great showings. Yeah, so I'm a man of many hats, and you can find all of my hats in all the places.
Nice. Yeah, that was the competition. I got I got smoked on for the difference between have and wield. Because Beckett did have 3. Gave one to Han, but yes, he does wield 2 blasters at the end of that, or traditionally. But great to have you on the podcast finally, and to participate in our very own trivia league.
I'm very excited.
Just to remind everyone where we're standing right now, we're in the infancy of the league. ND Wise Guy leads with 1,000 points because he won the last Jeopardy. Luke Aggins, or the Podwans, is at 800. Chase, Forward into the Black, is at 700. And Marianne is at 600. And we have newbies like Obi-Wan and Jared joining. And then Sawyerism was going to be on too, but another scheduling conflict. So Marianne's going to try to win this one and get another 1,000 points for the league.
We're playing by golf rules. I'm winning because I have the least amount of points. So.
Yeah, I guess. And I do have to preface this by saying we will be operating on the Trebek rule of this is not the answer we're looking for, even if there are AKAs. You know, I do have AKAs included in this answer, but like, I suppose the technicality of that question was Pasana was in the clue. So
If you just said that's not the answer we were looking for, I would have been okay with it. But you're like, that is incorrect.
actually, what's funny is when I posted that clip, I started to give you the credit as like
Oh, really?
as like a I was being sarcastic. I was like, that is, and then I said incorrect.
You know,
But I
honestly, I'm
could've said
glad that you didn't give it to me, because then we would have never seen Nick's brilliant answer. So it
That's
turned
true.
out well in the end.
I thought he knew it, and then he was like, Heidi and Midian. I'm like, that's your reasoning? That's how you deduce that?
That's great.
Anyways, a shout out to the chat. We have Craig McGuinn. Don't worry, Cal. We can see the 4 through the trees. Nice. And of course, Sith in Training has joined us as well. Why don't we, since we're in the intros, why don't we go to Obi-Wan Kenobi? Let us know where to find you, what you do, and why your favorite Jedi is Satele Shan. Just kidding.
Yes, you know that's not true. My name is Sean, or Obi-Wan Kenobi. You can find me mostly on TikTok and Instagram at obi.sean_Kenobi. I do mostly cosplay, skits. I like to collect Star Wars collectibles, so Black Series, Funko Pops, and finally starting to get into the Hot Toys sideshow realm as well. You may have recently seen me at Rebel ScumCon in Frisco, Texas, celebrating their 2nd year. We got to have a lot of fun. Met Sam Witwer and Katie Sackhoff and Kyle Soller and Emily Swallow and a lot of other cool guests that were there, and got to see a lot of my Star Wars mutuals from here on TikTok and Instagram. So it was really cool.
That must have been wild. We were invited to go, me and Choco, but it was just like, I think like 2 months away from the event, and we both thought it was like a little bit short notice. But now, having seen the stuff coming out of Rebel ScumCon and having people meeting Katie Sackhoff, I'm like, dang, I could have went. Anyways, nice having you. Let's welcome Kenny.
Thank you.
To DYAD in the Force. Kenny, Sith in Training 684, if you can introduce yourself and let us know what you're all about.
Not really anything. I don't really post much online. I intend to soon-ish. I just keep getting distracted.
It's fair.
I sometimes stream on like Twitch, but that's about it so far.
Well, there you go. What's your Twitch?
Same as on here. I'm
Twitch.
fairly certain.
.tv/Sith_in_training 684
I believe so, yes.
_gang.
It's weird because one of them, it was either Twitch or YouTube. The name was already taken, so I had to change the numbers, and I forget which is which.
Well, you can
One
always...
of them is a 6-8. Yeah, one of them's a 3, one of them's a 4.
Gotcha. You can always just search Twitch Sith in Training and see if you can, shuffle the deck. Let's see here. Connor says, "Whoa, Choco has changed." I know, right? He went from Chris Tucker to Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah.
Let's see. Young Nasty Man said Royal Rumble. Yeah, it was a fun trivia. Was it Epic Confrontations?
Yes,
That was
Epic
a fun event.
Confrontations.
DePaul says
Epic
Cal Baby,
Confrontations
my
is the name
guy.
of the league. Space Gauntlet was the name of the event. I was unclear on that. My bad.
What was it called?
Epic Confrontations is the league. The event was called the Hyperspace Gauntlet.
Gotcha. Chase is in the chat. Hello, Chase. This is our second Jeopardy, so Mary Ann has a chance to surpass you in the league. Let's see here.
That's a lie.
No, it's true. You have a chance. He's not participating in this one, so.
No, Luke is not participating in this one. Luke was the one who was answering all the questions. So.
Oh yeah.
I guess Luke and Chase and Nick were outpacing me like crazy.
Let's see here. Hey, a Kenny is being represented. Let's go. You right. Okay, so let's move on to the mixer. And this is a subject that has been blowing up in my orbit recently. Kenny started this, not Sith in training, but our Kenth Kari, started the chat saying, "Hello there, everyone. Mando over Preds." So this was a huge versus topic of the last week, DYAD in the Force. And, you know, I made some updated videos on it, having gone back and, like, reevaluated my knowledge of the lore of AVP and Predator. And I took the stance of the Yautja, or the Predators. Kenny disagrees. So I'm wondering if anybody has any, like, opinion on this. If you have any, like, if you're familiar with the Predator universe.
I'm not super familiar with the Predator universe, but because I also love me some Versus stuff, I have to ask, like, what are the particulars on the Mandalorians in question? Is it like a band of Mandalorians end up in a swamp and there's a Predator lurking about, or is it like a 3v3? Like what's the loadout? What's the kit? I think that is a huge factor there.
So in order to avoid the prep time thing, Batman and prep time, it's strictly Mandalorians with their tech versus the Yautja and their tech. It could be a 1v1 too, but it's still essentially their own tech, right? Because, like, if we think about the Star Wars universe, there's other tech that they also employ.
Yeah.
But I think we're just dealing with vibroblades, whistling birds, jetpack missile, the plasma shield, and, you know, if we want to be generous, a darksaber. And I think that's it. Beskar armor, for best case scenario.
I'm assuming, like, just they have like a standard, like, blaster pistol is like a general, like, main arm.
Yeah.
As well. I mean, I feel like it's hard to take out a Mando at range. I think that's a tough fight to have to be in general.
Okay, if you're not familiar with the Yautja,
0%.
Yeah, sorry, I'm Googling right now. Sorry.
they're colloquially known as the Predators.
Yeah.
They are a warrior society that lives for hundreds of years, and their main export is sport hunting.
Yeah.
So their primary weaponry would be a large shuriken that flies through tanks, a plasma caster, which is a shoulder-mounted plasma cannon.
So I knew about the shoulder cannon. That I'm familiar with, and I'm like, well, maybe Beskar can.
They have an implosion bomb that comes from their wrist gauntlet. They can set it off as a self-destruct, or they can throw it.
Okay.
They have a flying drone like Sam's Red Wing. They have antimatter nets and bolos. They have antimatter.
So the Mandalorians are cooked, is what you're saying.
Well, I'm trying to make the case for it, but Kenny seems to have this notion.
Are they immune to the, like, disintegration rounds of the, like, Mando snipers?
The T7 Ion Disruptor is not Mandalorian tech. It is Aqualish tech.
Okay. But it's still employed by them.
No, it's only employed by Din.
Yeah. That's not like a standard loadout thing. Yeah, no, I don't think the Mandalorians are doing too well right now. That's a really overwhelming kit to have to deal with. I don't think Beskar's keeping up with all of that.
Well, they're also, I mean, the best case I can make is that they have antimatter weapons, which, you know, I can make a case for the Beskar standing up to their plasma glaives and their shuriken, but if they have antimatter, you know,
But they also aren't completely sealed and coated in Beskar either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's gaps in the armor.
A lot of them.
And not to
There's
make
gaps in
them
the armor and,
not to
like,
make matters worse, the Yautja are like 10 times stronger than humans.
Yeah. because in my mind I'm thinking like I know they have some type of bladed weapon, and I know that they're like incredibly strong. So in my mind I'm like maybe the Mandalorians can take it at range. You know, like whistling birds are good to have if you're at range. Any type of like typical like ranged weaponry, the Beskar is going to hold up pretty well against like traditional weapons. But like in the same way that the Mandalorians have this like very specialized kit to specifically deal with Jedi, it almost feels like the Predators have a kit built to take out Mandalorians almost.
Well, to take out life, really.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, having a munition on you that functions as a friggin' black hole does a whole lot of work.
Yeah, I mean, no amount of Beskar in the world will also save a human being from blunt force trauma. Like,
Yeah.
One punch and they're done. Like,
Yeah, we've seen in the, if you've watched the most recent movie Prey, that young blood predator or young blood yautja knocks out a grizzly bear in one punch. And I'm sorry,
That's a
but grizzly
young
bears
one,
are pretty
right?
tough.
oh yeah.
Yeah, Mandos are cooked.
I've genuinely seen a grizzly bear get hit by a truck and walk away fine. The truck not so much.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, I got to give it to the Predators here. It sounds like this does not sound like a fair fight at all.
Yeah, no, not a fair fight. Not even a little bit.
And that's the thing that I was trying to. That's the thing I was trying to kind of rectify or reconcile with, is because the Mandos have a specialized kit, like you said, for the Jedi, which serves as a disadvantage to them because it does not apply to other cultures that are not the Jedi. The Yautjas aren't force sensitive. They're not going to be doing the usual tricks that they're built for.
Yeah, and I mean, like, even when it isn't something like the Yautja, like, the Mandalorian kit, even if it is specifically catered to dealing with Jedi, like, a blaster, a flamethrower, a rocket launcher, some, like, slug throwers, need arts, like, that whole, like turning yourself into a walking arsenal is pretty effective against just about anybody. It's just, you know, they are so profoundly outgunned here. It's kind of funny.
I could see, like, 3 to 5 Mandos taking on a Predator.
Yeah, 3 to 5 on one, I think, is a fair fight, but that's crazy
not
to blow it out that way.
I almost gave an advantage to the Mandos for their jetpacks, but if we're dealing with
a net,
if we're dealing with an net,
antimatter net, like
or shoulder-mounted cannons, like they're not getting away.
Yeah,
from
don't need
that.
to aim.
Kenny says their helmets have visuals to stop the invisibility of predators, but the invisibility of predators is just their use for hunting. It's not their main
tracking, really.
It's not their main like advantage. Like if you knew what, if you could see a predator,
their worries.
If you could see the predator, it doesn't automatically mean you can kill it, right? If any number of us were in the woods, armed to the teeth with U.S. military issue guns, and then a predator like appeared, you're like, oh, now I could kill this guy. You know?
Damn, that's raw.
And the whistling birds, I feel like the only thing that could really threaten the predator are slashing and piercing weapons and their jetpack missile. Because predators tank grenades at point blank range, so they need something a little bit more robust, which is the jetpack missile, you know?
I mean, grenades are less about the explosion, more about the shrapnel anyways.
Yeah.
Damn.
Kenny loves this. I love it too. Like, listen, this is like two of my loves colliding. And at first I found it difficult to give the Yautja a clear. But I went back and you know, I even went back to the foundational AVP book. They're too strong. Like the xenomorphs are like cheetahs, and the predators, especially the elite predators, not the young bloods that we often see in the movies, but the elite predator that has killed several xenomorphs and has several masks that are marked up. They track and kill these xenomorphs like it's, you know, bullseyeing womp rats in Beggar's Canyon. So
yeah, I think at the end of the day too, like, You have to remember that Mandalorians are human with like even peak human strength, not as impressive as you would think.
No.
Also,
So like, yeah, and the biggest thing that humans have going for them is stamina and pack tactics. Like, we hunted in groups, we outran things and ran them to the point of exhaustion. Like, that's how humans hunted.
yeah.
And I don't think you're gonna do that against Yautja, like, at all.
No.
Yeah, no.
I also have to point this out because, like, so Young Matt Nasty Man said Arnold only used mud and he won. Mando's got this. So he didn't just use mud and won. He actually got found by the Predator and had to run away and get chased. He did lure the Predator into a trap. I'm just saying, it wasn't the mud that caused the win there. He lured him into a trap.
I mean, didn't he also have home field advantage? Like, didn't Arnie also have home field advantage? Like, that's another factor here. Is like, I'm assuming this is like neutral ground that the Mandalorians and Predators are meeting at. Where, like, again, the prep time of it all. Like,
Yeah.
the Mandos
It's
can't
also
go.
a movie
We'll lead
about
them to this
humanity's
gorge.
But this is why I pointed out, because every single movie we've seen at Predator, they are all young bloods. They are all newbies trying to get their first kill, their first trophy kill. AVP Requiem is the movie where we first see an elite, and he shows, and Wolf is his name, and he shows his trophy wall. He's got several bio helmets marked to the teeth with xenomorph kills. And in that movie, no one beats him. No one beats him. They have to nuke the freaking city to beat him. So, like, if we're going off of Arnold's movie or any of the other movies, yeah, those guys are like young whippersnappers trying to get their first kill.
They're shinies.
They get lured into a trap by Butch or Arnold, and that's how he
I
loses.
will say, I did watch a video of how effective actually mud is against our best, like, military grade thermal technology. It does. It's
it?
amazing. It blew even like the entire like squad of military dudes' minds. Like, there's no way that this is gonna work. You're gonna need to be like under like layers of mud for it to work. And it was like, no, it was a pretty thin layer of mud, and the dude's invisible. And they're genuinely mind blown. And they played games to try and find him in the woods and would walk right past him using only thermal.
I guess
It's crazy.
I guess that kind of makes sense because you have like
Yeah.
you have like snipers in ghillie suits, and it's like layered for a reason so that like the cold attaches to the outer layer, and then like none of your body heat shows through.
Yeah, it was shocking because I thought it was going to be complete like Hollywood magic and like totally fake for the film. And I was like, no way that actually works.
Chase says the only thing that beats a Predator is two sweaty, buff, mean flexing their biceps while holding hands. I mean,
True.
Dylan didn't survive.
He's not wrong.
The only people. Oh wait, no, did he survive? He just ran away with that, with the captive that they rescued at the end. But in any case, I have another response to the young blood being killed by Arnold. The Mandos got routed by the Empire on Navarro. Like, that's just standard soldiers. And they had to retreat. They had their jetpacks, they had their flamethrowers, they had their weapons. That's a good example of like a bunch of Mandos fighting the Empire, and it's not even a Yautja. So
Yeah, I mean, I'd see. I want to rejoin that with they were ambushed. They were on their back foot from the beginning, doing like sewer tunnel warfare. So like there are a lot of factors against the Mandalorians, but you're still right. Like, you're still objectively correct. But I just think I'm disappointed that like my main fandom just lost to this. I'm like, I'm a little upset about it. Like let's throw some Jedi at some Predators. They got this. I
mean, I'm in turmoil too, but it's helped with the fact that I love both of these universes.
Who do you think would win in a fight between like Malgus and a Yacha?
I mean, it's pretty tough for Yacha to fight against the Force. Honestly, that is the kicker in any of these fights against a Jedi or a Sith.
Mm-hmm.
They might have the durability to stand up to Force throws and a Force crush, but like they're being ragdolled. Honestly, if they don't have an answer for it, if they could luckily get an antimatter net on Malgus before it happens and turn him into cubes, then they win.
Because you also have to keep in mind too that like that is where stealth technology would come in handy, I think.
Yeah,
Even
that's
then,
true.
you could be like perceived through the Force at that point. Plus, like again, like Malgus has a lot of mid range. Like him in particular, he has a lot of mid range, like capability. Like we've seen him flash fry dudes with Force lightning. Like that's some like hard-broiled Yautja right there. And I don't
but then
think
my
they've ever
girl
seen anybody who
Satil
shoot
Shan
lightning
just
out of
comes
their
in with a
hands.
Hadoken and just freaking
Right.
crushes him in the butt.
We gotta wrap the tattoo.
Satil Shan. Oh, where? I can't. There you go.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
I mean, yeah, you could. I mean, a Predator or Yacha could technically stalk a Jedi or a Sith. But
It's almost like a rock, paper, scissors.
I was about to say, but as soon as the Jedi or the Sith rolls perception, like in Baldur's Gate 3, they just walk in and then they perceive, like it's...
Mandos
Stuff.
beat Force users beat Yautja beat Mando.
But it takes a lot of Mandos to beat a Force user. That's the thing. Like 1v1,
Yeah.
it's gonna be hit or miss. This is also me being defensive over like Force users because I refuse to let them fall in favor here. That's my own fandom defensiveness.
Lord Goob asks, has there never been a Star Wars Predator crossover comic? That's easy money. No, because Predators decapitate and mutilate their kills. I don't see that jibing well with the Star Wars universe. How graphic has Star Wars gotten? I think Andor is our most mature, isn't it?
Andor and Acolyte, like that's as grisly as it's gotten on screen that I can think of. Like outside of like Anakin burning near to death.
Yeah, like the neck break. That was pretty savage.
Yeah.
The neck break, the Jedi kebab followed up by the beheading. Those are some pretty brutal kills. Soul, when he gets choked to death, is pretty visceral. Like we've seen people get force choked to death, but like that's the most visceral it's ever been.
The extent of that could yield for like a rated R Star Wars project, especially like a horror thing with like the Nameless or something like that.
I could see it. I get down with that.
I don't know.
I think Andor was flirting that line though. Like I think Andor was flirting
really
that
was.
line. Like I think they're testing the waters to see how far they can go in terms of like ratings and stuff like that. Because with Andor, where you have the scene with Bix and that officer and the gore and the massacre, the Gorman massacre, like Disney, like Star Wars is flirting with that line right now. I think they're seeing how far they can go.
Oh yeah, the Gorman massacre, like even though that was largely kind of like implied violence or at least kind of like veiled, there were some moments where people got like flung by the AX droids and they're just like
Yeah, whenever somebody gets ragdolled, it gets a little harrowing.
Yeah, I mean the like that Gorman plaza turning into a shooting gallery is really brutal. I mean, hell, when Cyril gets his wig split, like you see the inside of his face light up with the blaster bolt. Like that might be one of the single most like visceral kills in Star Wars, because you see it glowing through his face. Like if you freeze frame it, like there's like a little orange haze from his mouth when he gets shot in the back of the head. Spoilers, Taylor. Sorry. But forgot my girlfriend who hasn't seen season 2 is watching right now.
Oh my god.
Rip.
My bad.
How much of a delay is there? Mute the TV. Sorry.
Spoilers, by the way. So sorry.
When you get,
Oh,
when
that's so
Steel
good.
gets shot in the back of the head like a punk. But like the Heert stuff, that's just a straight up horror movie. When K2 is just using them as a meat shield for fun.
Oh yeah,
Like,
that was haunting.
watching his
that
neck.
That's another reason why I feel like they're flirting with that line, like especially like horror or just.
I'm here for it personally. I think they're realizing that their fan base, while is typically targeted towards a younger audience, that younger audience has grown up and still love Star Wars, and they are realizing there is a large amount of people that they can appeal to.
Well, in Jedi Survivor, they introduced dismemberment. You know, I mean, you can turn that off, but you got dismemberment
Well,
in Jedi
dismemberment
Survivor.
was they dismembered Ponda Baba's arm in A New Hope.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a running gag in
Yeah,
Star Wars
it's-
for somebody to lose an arm.
So there's something about like dismemberment with lightsabers that's kind of like the comical violence, right? It's not actual like kind of like realistic.
Yeah, but
gore.
still, like
Legos.
you played Fallen Order, and you know you didn't see any of that. But Survivor,
Yeah.
you see like legs and arms flinging every time you take out a stormtrooper or
So,
whatever. So,
a fun little tidbit about that though, and I only remember this. Here's a little trip in the time machine here. I only remember this because I picked up a copy of Game Informer specifically to read about the production of The Force Unleashed 2. A very on-brand sentence for me to say. But they were talking about how they wanted to do dismemberment in the first game, but they couldn't because of like ESRB rating stuff. And the way that I think, if I remember correctly, the way to get around it and it not like hitting an M rating is for it to be a part of a death animation. So like you can't cut off a stormtrooper's arm and him keep going. Is the thing. Like if you cut off a stormtrooper's arm and he's like reaching for his blaster, you have now crossed the threshold into an M rating because there's like an element of like fear and terror to it. But like I cut off his arm and he fell down like he was dead anyway. It doesn't really matter at that point.
I suppose.
Violence against the living, rated M. Violence against
Yeah.
corpses, apparently.
Yeah, he went into shock and died from the hand dismemberment. Well, that's like with like movie ratings, I wrote a paper about this in high school. The Motion Pictures Association of America, they were going to give Avengers an R rating, and they had to fix it in post to avoid it, because whenever Loki stabs Phil Coulson through the back, too much of the scepter was poking through his chest. And like that tiny little bit of gore was too much, so they had to like edit it so it's only like the very tip of Loki's scepter is peeking out through his chest, and then that was what brought them back to a PG-13. It's very arbitrary and very
It is
silly.
very arbitrary. It's like having 2 F-bombs as opposed to 1.
Yeah,
If you just
but
do
you
it
can get away with
once.
you could get away with 2 F-bombs as long as they aren't in a sexual context. That is another funny thing. Go watch Glass Onion. I know too much about the rating system. I wrote a paper about it in high school. So if you go like legit, when we're all done here, go watch Glass Onion. They drop 2 F-bombs, and they're able to get same with Knives Out, I believe, because neither of them are in a sexual context. It's not like, like I effed blank. It's like what the F, how the F, F you. Like it's never a.
I feel like if there's a
never
number,
lascivious.
like if you can get away with 2, the door's open. Like
Yeah.
context, that makes much more sense. Where it's like, yeah, if it's just used as like an exclamation rather than like describing an act, that makes more sense. But still limiting it to 2 is a little silly to me.
Just language as a pejorative should be okay.
Yeah.
I mean, in YouTube, when you have to kind of disclose inappropriate language for monetization, that only applies for the first 30 seconds. Afterwards, it's a freaking it's a free-for-all. can drop as many curses as you want.
Listen to my show. You'll hear plenty.
It's like, welcome to the show. Let's be silent for the next 30 seconds. DePaul says Dooku beheaded, Maul cut in half. Yeah. Here's the thing.
I myself are hoping for more zombie action in Ahsoka season 2. I'm hoping we either get more Night Troopers or Night Sisters reborn.
I still think they could do a horror like movie with stormtroopers on Endor.
What's that book? Isn't there a book about like zombie stormtroopers?
Death
or whatever?
Troopers. Death Troopers.
Yeah.
And it is a wild read. It is a wild read. I do not want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't read it. I remember reading it when I was like 12, and it was a couple years ago. I finally sat down and read the whole thing. But there are characters who show up in Death Troopers at about the halfway point, I will not say whom, that absolutely left my jaw in my lap, and I could not believe that's where the story went. And it took so much tension out of it that I put the book down as a 12-year-old, and I was like, I can't read this anymore because it's just... I know you're fine. Like, but it's a great read. It's a great read. It's a very good spooky season Star Wars read.
How's it going, Pope Dexter? Welcome to the show. Who says hello, my children? So I don't know if they're our parents, but whatever. I will say the line starts then with all of this like comical. Or at least implied violence. The line starts with the Predators. Like literally, because when they disembowel, the guts come out. When they take the head of their trophy, they do it Mortal Kombat style and take it out with the spine. That's stuff that I don't think that Star Wars would show.
No.
But, you know.
Because Star Wars has the built-in cop-out, right? Of like, oh yeah, hot plasma, cauterizing wounds, yay! You know, like we can get away with, you know, just cleaving dudes in half, and there not being too much viscera. Because, you know, it's like, oh yeah, like that, and everything is like melted down, there's no oozing of anything, you know?
Anyways, that's the Predators. We did get Starfighter news. There is an official cast for Ryan Gosling and Sean Levy's Starfighter, and this is the cast.
Yeah, Amy Adams surprised me. Not gonna lie, I was like, oh.
Same.
Honestly,
okay.
I kind of like when it surprised me, but when I saw it, I was like, makes sense, because like Ryan Gosling, there's bound to be some romantic interest in there somewhere. But Ryan Gosling, Matt Smith, Mia Goth, Aaron Pierre, who was phenomenal in Rebel Ridge. If you haven't seen that, check it out. Simon Bird,
and the new Jon Stewart too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's going to be in Lanterns with Kyle Chandler. That's Hal Jordan.
That's awesome. I want Aaron Pierre to be a Jedi, but I know this isn't a Jedi movie. Then we have Jamiel Westman, Daniel Ings, and Amy Adams. Do you guys have any thoughts on this cast? What does it look like? Who are you thinking is who?
I mean, it's stacked, man. It's an absolutely stacked cast. It's very exciting. You know, I mean, as a lifelong Star Wars fan, there's a little bit of a culture shock in it, where it's like, you know, I think we're all kind of wired on some level for like Star Wars is the land of the unknown actor. You know, like it makes household names. But like that hasn't really been true in a long time, but it feels so weird getting a movie where it's like, oh, like Ryan Gosling, household name. Matt Smith, because of like House of the Dragon, has really become a household name. Mia Goth is like is a new scream queen. You know, like, you know, the rest of the cast, you know, I don't immediately go, ooh, like, you know, Aaron Pierre I did because Green Lantern. But like, you know, the other ones I'm like not super familiar with, and then Amy Adams is another like, oh wow, like you're in Star Wars now. That's kind of bonkers. but no, I mean the cast is stacked. I'm super excited. I'm super excited.
I still can't
Wouldn't have been
believe
funny
Ryan
if it
Gosling's
was-
gonna be in Star Wars, though. I'm like, oh look, Jedi Ken. That's great. I'm still shocked that he's gonna be in Star Wars. Like, I'm here for it though. But I don't know a lot of these actors. I know Ryan Gosling, Matt Smith, and Amy Adams, but the rest I'm not really familiar with. So, Matt Smith also surprised me. But wasn't he? Didn't he have a cameo? But it was cut from like one of the sequel movies.
They never shot anything.
Yeah, it was never shot.
Okay.
Yeah, it was one of those, like, he was supposed to. They talked to him, but it was very much like an earlier version of Rise of Skywalker, and then they went, oh, after Sidious does like the little force drain on the DYAD, he just was a less zombified version of himself, as opposed to him fully reverting back to his like full like youth. And he was allegedly supposed to be a rejuvenated Darth Sidious, but we'll never know for certain. He's never said exactly what it was, but that he was talked to, and it was gonna happen and then didn't.
Do you have something to say, Obishan? I know you're like on a lag.
I was just gonna say I'm interested in seeing Ryan Gosling's other movie coming out soon, where he's like the science teacher that gets asked to save the world, basically, and go into space.
I will say on the unknowns or the actor side, I feel like at some point with the saturation of the market, you can't really go on forever with unknowns.
Exactly.
Because everyone's just going to start building careers for themselves. Daisy Ridley was an unknown, but afterwards she was a household name. So like casting her again as Rey in New Jedi Order is like, is that still an unknown, or is that a big Hollywood star? Because
it gets murky after, especially because now we're like picking characters back up where this is the first time Star Wars has like this much of an established kind of like players pool, you know. So it's very interesting, very different now.
I mean, episode 1 brought in Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but like,
And like,
there's
it
no
worked for me.
really
Like, I don't know.
players, you know, for the grand scheme,
Yeah.
like Peter Cushing playing Tarkin, or Alec Guinness, you know, just came off of an Oscar win, you know, for like Bridge over the River Kwai, you know, so he was just coming it was like the supporting players end up being huge names, but your stars are like up and comers and unknowns typically. But you know, those days may be gone, and that's okay.
Well, that's consistent throughout the saga. I mean, Hayden was unknown, Mark Hamill was unknown, and Daisy Ridley was unknown. So, I mean, we look at the next trilogy. We'll have to see if an unknown is a protagonist at this point. But like New Jedi Order and anything else that's happening is either a continuation of established characters, which need to be reprised, or otherwise recast. Particularly with Baylan Skoll in Ahsoka Season 2, I would have liked them to find a relatively unknown actor to replace Rey, but at the same time, Rey did such a fantastic job that you kind of need someone with like equal gravitas, to take that over.
Definitely,
Yeah.
For sure. And like I said, I think it's just one of those fandom things, you know, like it's something that I think Star Wars fans as a whole would do well to grapple with, is just kind of like coming to terms with like unspoken rules that we hold dear shouldn't be boundaries that filmmakers and storytellers should be like kind of shackled by, you know? Like I think it's I think it's an unfair expectation for me to be like, it has to be an unknown. Like, you know, that was something I brushed with. Yeah, I think that kind of movie. Yeah.
Summer of Lewis says, I missed something. Is Daisy out? No, we're talking about just generally the difference between introducing unknown characters or unknown actors versus reprisals of characters that were unknown that is now household. So Days are still
I think-
doing new Jedi Order.
I think it's because you said replacing Rey, but that was Ray Stevenson.
Oh,
that
yeah,
you're
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about, Not Rey the character.
I mean, she still did a fantastic job as Rey. I mean, and I keep on saying this because throughout the years I've become known colloquially on that side of the fence as a sequel defender and like a Rey apologist, and I'm just like, the sequels are really low on my list in ranking, except for The Last Jedi. Rey is not even a top 10 character for me in Star Wars. What I'm doing is I'm debunking your lies.
Yeah.
That's all I'm doing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I am a sequel defender. I love them. You know, it's like for me, and I'm a lifer. You know, like I was a Legends kid. I love those movies, and like I think people are well within their right to go, oh yeah, these aren't for me. I don't like them. But it's these lazy arguments that are just made up from whole cloth. Like it's people just going on the internet and hallucinating movies and TV shows that never happened.
Yeah, they gotta
Or
make something up to
it's-
hate it.
Yeah, or it's people that didn't like it for one reason or another, but couldn't put together their thoughts, so they watched a YouTube video and just repeat the points, and it's like, but those aren't actual valid points. And they're probably not even your actual feelings. You just need to have something that makes it sound like you know what you're talking about as to why you don't like them, and it's fine to not like things, and to even just leave it at, I'm not really here for it, so let's talk about something that we all like. Move on from there.
Like, yeah, I wasn't the biggest fan of Rise of Skywalker coming out of the theater, so I just don't really talk about it. I just kind of let it be. I'm not going to sit there and be mad at somebody for enjoying it.
And that's what a lot of people
Absolutely.
do. They'll simmer in what they hate. And I'm just like, bro, like I don't care if you hate it. Then just talk about something that you like. Like
It's
not that
so
hard.
Embarrassing. It's
I
so
mean,
embarrassing.
I think that just comes down to how you want to choose to spend your energy, and like a lot of us here are like, I don't have unlimited energy. I want to spend it loving things and talking about what I love. If it's something that I don't like, yeah, sure, I don't like it, but let's not talk about it, because I don't have, the
I
wellspring
wish
of energy to
everybody
complain
thought like
constantly.
that. I really
Yeah.
wish people thought like that. I came across a TikTok yesterday. This person saying they'd watched like the movies for the first time, like all 9 of them, episodes 1 through 9, and they were like, the original trilogy fans, what are your thoughts on Disney Star Wars? And they went on to explain. It was really interesting because they're like, I didn't like the Palpatine redemption arc, and I'm like, excuse me? But like I had a discussion with them and it was okay. But regardless, like when I went through the comments, it was
Those
just,
were
like,
all
the
words that got
same
said together in
dribble.
a straight line. Wow.
Yeah, it was interesting because when they explained it to me, I was like, that was not a redemption arc because he's still evil at the end of the day, but whatever. Anyways, I had a chat with them and they're like, yeah, I understand what you're saying. But anyways, but like going through the comments and just seeing the same talking points of, terrible writing. They ruined Luke's character.
broke canon.
Or it was just like, all right.
Honestly, they're
Something
all
that occurred to me the other day was like, how many of these people that like, hey, watch these movies are just like doom scrolling on their phone like while they watch and are like not
paying
even
attention.
they're
taking
not
it at all.
engaged at all.
Yeah. It's just a bunch of so-called free thinkers who have all downloaded every single one of their opinions from a cadre of bald frauds. Like it's so deep.
Oh, you're right.
It's so deeply embarrassing. Not to cut a promo on an entire section of the internet, but like it's all of these people who they just. Pep, am I allowed to curse?
Yeah.
It's just all of this stupid shit where you get these people who they're just making shit up. They're just making shit up. It's astounding the level of confidence. Invested into a mediocre white man who could read Wikipedia, who has the audacity to be like, well, the Acolyte broke canon because of the Anasaia twins, and it's like, man, you're just angry that like 2 black girls are like remotely similar to your special emo white boy, and
They don't understand grammar either.
And there's like 3 Darth Vaders right behind me, dog. Like, trust me, I love them, but like, holy shit balls! It's just people hallucinating things to be angry at, and
you make money with
it. And make bang.
It's
Just a
like
bunch of frauds.
it's like
Just
it's
a
like
bunch
if
of frauds.
it's like if another rapper like proliferated in today's cultural zeitgeist today, and they're like, I don't like this rapper, makes Eminem less special, like, and I'm just like, geez, the galaxy is so huge, multiple people can be special, you know.
Yeah.
But
When
even if it were true, Anakin is still special. It doesn't make him less special. It's just these are 2 different stories.
There's a difference between being made by using the Force and being made by the Force. Like that's also tripping people up as grammar, basic grammar.
Sorry.
No, I was gonna say also people just like having this weird obsession with chosen one prophecies. Like at the end of the day, it's still a prophecy made by a person that's fallible, right? Like
you took the words right out of my mouth.
It doesn't mean that they're the end all be all. It's just somebody at some point said that this will probably happen, and we're gonna call it the chosen one prophecy.
Sorry, you go, because I've been yapping.
No,
and not only that, like with the prophecy, it's also like one Jedi who's already extremely biased on the situation entirely.
Yeah.
Just like everything about it is.
Not to mention, if you tell the chosen one that they're the chosen one, it kind of like goes to their head.
Yeah.
Well, that's the other part of the equation, though. And again, part of it is like, and I don't see this so much on like the YouTube side of things. It's the TikTok side of things that like, that boggles my mind. Where you have all of these people who have decided that like, quote unquote canon is this smorgasbord of post Disney and like stuff we think we like from Legends, even though we never touched any of these books. That like that people are like, oh well, like the Anasaia twins, like they destroy the Chosen One prophecy, or like Palpatine coming back destroys the Chosen One prophecy. Y'all, we didn't know what the Chosen One prophecy was until Master and Apprentice. And newsflash, cowboy, that prophecy is explicitly about Anakin Skywalker. It is about one dude. It's talking about a boy who would be born in a time period under these specific circumstances after this criteria is met. Like, it is so specifically about Anakin that nothing else can feasibly contradict it.
It was written by Disney.
I know.
Yeah, not to mention like the concept of balance and peace hitting anything. It's like, you should know it's temporary, right? Like it could be a long period of time, but eventually bad actors will rise up and cause conflict again. Like, it's not to say that like because of Anakin's sacrifice at the end of Return of the Jedi, now nothing bad can happen ever in the galaxy of Star Wars. It's like, no, like
that's a
stuff's
writer's
going
black
to happen.
hole.
And then it's like some of those people act like the point of Anakin doing that at the end of Return of the Jedi was the prophecy. No, he was saving his son, prophecy be damned.
Yeah.
It's not like he wasn't on top of that, the prophecy didn't exist in the 80s.
No.
Also,
God damn.
and just to build off of that point, George Lucas specifically says that this is not how the prophecy isn't outlined in any one structure. Anakin has a chance to fulfill it with Mace, Palpatine, and him. In that moment, he has a chance. He could have killed Palpatine and fulfilled the prophecy then. George Lucas says this. He chose to betray Mace. And so things move forward, the narrative goes on, and he has another chance. So he saves his son, and he chooses. So like, the prophecy wasn't even like, this is going to happen in a very specific way. And even if I were to grant you that the return of Palpatine in some way, shape, or form diminishes that, it still fulfills the prophecy, because through Anakin, through the Chosen One, Luke and Leia trained Rey. So it still happened through him. But I digress. I will say that, like, with the comments and stuff, you can read one word from each comment and go down the list of comments, and it would still spell Ray as Mary Sue. That's how parrot-like they are.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So like I said, just a bunch of people downloading opinions from a horde of bald frauds.
Who
sorry.
are
So-called free thinkers downloading their opinions from from a cadre of bald frauds.
I've actually seen a comment like that on one of Amanda Stenberg's posts. This person was like, "Don't watch The Acolyte. Just go watch what Nerdronic and Star Wars Theory have to say, because just don't even watch The Acolyte. Just go listen." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, the AI boy and homeboy who was selling drugs to kids. That's who I want my pop culture analysis from.
Yeah,
Those two
definitely
degenerates.
definitely a choice.
They're all, I mean, at the end of the day, they're all carpet nugget tourists. I mean, they don't, literally, because they don't make Star Wars content unless it's being hated and makes them money. If it's outside of the active Star Wars media season, they're not talking about Star Wars. They're not Star Wars fans. They come in, they enter Disneyland and like, oh, so Star Wars is being talked about. Let's make money. And then they leave Disneyland and then they start talking about like Marvel again or whatever.
Andor was really interesting with them, you know, like what they had to say. I didn't like watch a lot about it, but I felt like Andor was a little bit different with them because I don't know, maybe
That's
there wasn't
because-
really anything much to criticize for them anyways.
That's because it was largely received well. You know, even
Well,
even Snarky J started her video
Let
being
bricks
like,
and truth.
I didn't want to
Oh
like
my God.
this show.
Screw.
But Snarky J did end up loving Andor. So, I mean, at the end of the day, there are some that it might be just them capitulating to the you know, social zeitgeist of when a show is received well. I haven't heard a damn thing about them with K-pop Demon Hunters, and that's because it has exploded. It is the first movie to have been straight to streaming, gone to the movie theaters afterwards, and still made bank.
I still need to finish that. I haven't finished it.
Please do.
It's good.
I
just
liked
watched
it
it for
so
the first
far.
time the other night, a couple nights ago. Yeah, no,
It's
I
fun.
went into it expecting something that I would kind of, because it seemed like it would be kind of geared towards like kind of a kids movie where it's like you can guess the plot from just the first trailer of it, and then it's like, yeah, okay, that was fun, but no, like it genuinely was very, very good.
That's how I viewed it. Like, I was scrolling through Netflix the first time, I was like, K-pop Demon Hunters, that sounds like a C movie. But then I had to see the movie.
It's still wild to me that Sony like sold that to Netflix because they didn't think it was going to perform well, and it just blew up.
Oh,
It's the same studio that made Spider-Man
Yeah.
Into the Spider-Verse. They should have had faith.
Mm-hmm.
But it's their loss.
He loves
Wouldn't be the
it.
first time Sony's done something that they regret, so.
Cupco says, my current favorite lie that people use is downgrading O'Shea's murder of Soul to a temper tantrum or being angry, and that shouldn't be enough to bleed a crystal. It's the same thing they say with The Last Jedi, with Kylo Ren having a nightmare. He wasn't having anything. Luke sensed it and saw this stuff. Like, Ben wasn't having a nightmare.
Open
Yeah, he
the
was just-
schools.
he was just
Open the
sleeping.
schools. Open the schools. Damn.
Let's see here, young nasty man, young nasty man. If I had
Let's
a
call him
nick-
Chris.
Chris, if I had a
Chris.
nickel for every misspelled Anakin, I'd be able to stay at Disney's Contemporary for a week with dining.
Oh
plans.
my god. Hey, throw in some Ashoka. Throw in some Ashoka, and then you're making Bezos money.
Throw in some Magentos for Magneto. And,
Magento?
and we're billionaires.
Rouge one. Instead of
Magenta was right.
Rouge one.
Because even their fans couldn't hate Andor, so in order to not lose their subs, they had to like it. I mean, I feel like Chet tried to, you know, but at the end of the day, couldn't handle it. So,
But honestly, back to that TikTok with that person with what they said, and I made a video in response to them. They actually were like very well receptive to what I had to say, which was nice because I don't know how they felt about the sequels. And so having somebody who was well receptive to what I had to say and why I disagreed with them worked out. And so they seem pretty cool. So I don't know. But I think there's some hope.
there is for sure. I mean, there are the people that inherit this stance and die on that hill. And then there are people who inherit this stance by virtue of social media. And then they'll perpetuate it until they're corrected. And then they'll, in good faith, you know, reverse course. But, you know, it's still a razor blade grass field to kind of navigate.
Yeah.
But, you know, we're all out here. We're still fighting. I just made a video and I released it on YouTube like a couple hours ago on the ancient dagger thing. And it's like, and we're still talking about the fact that this thing isn't ancient. I don't know where people got it. The word ancient never appears in the script and it is never said. It just says this dagger has been inscribed with this runic.
Because they found it in the sand.
Yeah, I know. But, you know, these people be watching the movies with pepperoni on their eyes. That's it.
Bold of you to think they watched the movie.
They did. They had pepperoni on their eyes.
And salami in their ears because apparently they weren't listening either.
No.
Not at all. And that's the thing too with like it lining up from the southern shore with all of the coordinates given, and I'm just like, do they not teach parallax in school these days? Like I could take a picture with the cutout of the Empire Strikes Back Empire State Building, and I can go 5 miles in either direction around it and line it up. Just, you know, it depends on how far away or how close you look at it. But because of parallax and because of the scale of the building, it's going to line up. You're going to find a way to line it up. What else? What else we got?
We have Jeopardy.
We do have Jeopardy. Let's go on to Jeopardy, shall we? Okay.
Whoop whoop.
So, who has D20?
I do.
I do.
Somewhere.
Obishan, do you have a D20 dice?
I gotta grab one.
You can
Not
roll.
within reach.
You can roll it with Google if you'd like. This is just for the order.
I'd have to go in the other room to grab a D20.
Do you want to
I can also
Google it real
roll
quick?
for
You can.
people if need be.
Yeah, Cal can roll for you as well.
I
But yeah,
don't care.
go ahead and roll those D20s. Marianne, what did you get?
15.
Jared?
16.
Okay.
Thank God I'm not first this time. Whew.
Cal, can you roll for Obishan?
Yep. That is an 18.
Ah, you son of a
18,
bitch.
16, 15. Okay. And roll for Kenny.
That was a 19.
Wow.
Why aren't these rolls this good when I'm actually playing games with dice?
Okay, so that's Kenny, Marianne.
That's upsetting.
Wait. It was Kenny.
like
I think I'm the
Obishan.
last one. I think I'm the last one. I had 15.
It's Kenny, Sean, me, Mary.
That sounds right.
Okay, well, standard Jeopardy rules. You know, we're gonna start with Kenny. They're gonna pick a category, and they're gonna pick for how much. You can only steal once Kenny has, or if Kenny gets it wrong. If they get it wrong, it's up for everybody. And for the purposes of latency and just general visibility, if you want to steal after the person has gotten it wrong, say your name and raise your hand. So there's audible and visible and visual indication. And if you get it right, then you get to continue until you get it wrong. And then if you get it wrong, we go back to the main order. So if Kenny gets it wrong and Jared steals, he continues until he gets it wrong. And then if he gets it wrong, we go back to Obi-Wan next in the order. All right, so let me get everybody situated in there. Lord Goose says, can I give guidance? On what?
I'll take guidance.
1 second. Everyone's going to disappear, but
I
I'm
think
just
they meant the
putting them...
D&D spell guidance.
I'm just putting them in a different scene.
Timeout.
Okay, so Kenny is first. Obi-Wan is second. Jared is... Marianne is last. Okay. Let's go to the board. Where's Cal? There's Cal. There's Cal.
Hit me.
Okay. So, these are our categories. Potent quotables. I've changed that to identify the speaker. Just so...
One thing. Currently... Oh, there you go. Never mind.
Just
You're
so
in
we...
my
because before... I mean, so I changed it from complete the quote to identify the speaker. I think it makes for better guesses, you know, because sometimes people will get bogged down by trying to think of the actual word. Not sponsored by AMC, that is the movies. Not sponsored by Disney Plus, that is TV shows. Read Them Have You, books and comics. I Don't Like Sand, locations and ships, starships, and couples. So, with that said, let's start with Kenny. Pick a category and your amount.
I'm gonna start with not sponsored by AMC for 200.
Oh. Go ahead, Cal.
Okay. In Rogue One, this person says to Jyn Erso, the strongest stars have hearts of Kyber.
I haven't watched Rogue One in so long. I can narrow it down to a character from that movie.
Also answer in the form of a question.
Yeah.
10 seconds?
I'm just gonna say, who is Galen Erso?
That is incorrect.
Jared?
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Mari had her hand up
Okay.
during the question.
Okay,
I
Marianne.
don't know if we count that, but
Who is cheated? Imwe.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Marianne's on the first on the board with 200. Okay, Marianne, you get to go.
Potent quotables 100.
I've given up all chance at inner peace.
Who is Luthen Rail?
That is correct. Even got the last name that I didn't put in there.
Not sponsored by Disney Plus 100.
Cal?
this is the full name of Osha from the TV show, The Acolyte.
Who is Osha Anasea?
That is incorrect.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Young Nasty Man said, let's go, Marianne. She's in first place. Steals. 10 seconds for steals. Raise your hand. Say your name. Say your name. Say your name. No takers. Cal, do you want to take a shot at that?
You know I'm terrible with names. I hardly remember my own name sometimes.
Obi-Wan, did you raise your hand?
No, sorry.
Okay. Well, the answer is Varosha Anise.
Ferocious. Sorry,
Okay.
Mr. Burr. Okay.
Now we go to Obi-Wan.
Let's do potent quotables for 200.
I think it is time we inform the Senate that our ability to use the Force has diminished.
Who is Mace Windu?
That is correct. Bishon gets 200. All right.
I'll do potent quotables for 300.
It's not that we're not allowed to have these feelings. It's natural.
Who is Anakin Skywalker?
That is incorrect.
Dang.
20 seconds for steals. Marianne.
Marianne?
Who is Obi-Wan Kenobi?
That is correct.
Wasn't that in Clone Wars? He said that in Clone Wars to him?
That is also correct. Bonus points.
Because
Just
he
kidding.
confronted him. Yeah, okay. Potent quotables 400.
I've accepted my darkness. What have you done with yours?
Who is the stranger or Chimer?
That is correct. Marianne is on a roll.
Thanks. Okay, we'll finish potent quotables 500.
Oh,
Only the presence of someone significant to you would allow you to sense this ripple through time and space.
Only ripple someone significant would allow you to sense this ripple through time and space. Nope. Who is Palpatine? I don't know. Who is Palpatine?
judges? That is correct.
Yeah. I was like,
Is it
I just
from?
saw a TikTok on actually.
Is it from a book?
No, it's from Clone
Clone
Wars.
Wars.
Oh, it's from
Talking to
Clone
Dooku.
Wars.
This was in your talking about DYAD TikTok.
Yes, it was.
Yep, I just watched that like an hour ago. That's why I was like, ooh, I know that one.
I just figured there was something Palpatine to say to Anakin. Honestly, that's
Yeah,
what I
he
was
was
thinking.
explaining to Dooku how to exploit his bond with Yoda. All right, Marianne, first place with 1,500 points. You get to go on.
Oh my god. Not
Jared's
sponsored
like,
by AMC 100.
Not sponsored by AMC?
Yeah, 100.
In The Force Awakens, Rey initially describes the Millennium Falcon as this.
What is the ship that made the Kessel Run in 14 parsecs?
That is incorrect.
Jared.
Oh no!
John.
I remember now.
Who got it? Who got it first?
Jared.
Cal? Jared?
It was Jared.
Garbage. What is garbage? What is garbage?
That is correct. Jared finally on the board with 100. Okay, Jared, you're up.
I will take not sponsored by AMC for 500, please.
Whoa. In Attack of the Clones, Dex has not seen the Camino Saber Dart since he was prospecting on this Outer Rim planet.
What is Rishi?
That is incorrect. Thank you, BB-8. That is incorrect. All right, 20 seconds for Steel.
Oh, the quote's going through my head right now.
Yeah.
I can hear it, but I can't. The name of the planet is.
Same Kenny. I can hear it in his voice too, and just
Yeah, it's missing.
have here is a Camino Saber Dart. I haven't seen one of these since I was prospecting on. Young Nice Man says Space Channel 5.
Space Channel 5.
All right. 5 more seconds for any steals. Any ventured guesses?
Just no.
Okay.
No.
That one is Subterrel.
Subterranean.
That's a good roll. That's a really good roll.
Oh my god.
What you're thinking of is Camino is south
Yeah.
of the Rishi Maze.
The Rishi
South of
Maze.
Rishi Maze, yeah. Unfortunately, I
Okay.
don't think it's still my turn. Because did Sean go already?
It's I believe, did Sean go or was that a steal?
he did. He
Okay.
did go.
So it is. Jared gets it back.
Yep.
That's funny. I'll go AMC 400.
In The Last Jedi, when Luke asks Rey, what she sees as she senses the Force. This is the first thing she sees.
What is life?
That is incorrect.
Are you shitting me? I'm gonna crash out.
I'm not shitting you. 20 seconds for any steals. What do you see?
I think I know what it is. I think I had it in the.
I'm gonna
order.
guess.
What is it, Marianne?
Can I guess what is the island? She sees the island.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Oh!
See the
Mary
island?
Ann with the 400 points.
Look at
Solidly
you.
in
is
first
going on?
place.
Be confident.
Just know a couple weeks ago, this was not how it was going for me.
Well, just like the song Don't Be Suspicious, be super confident, be super confident. All right, Marianne, you get to go.
Not sponsored by AMC 300.
Oh, is that me?
Yep.
In Solo, Han is forced to work under this leader of the Den of the White Worms.
No. I know her title.
This one's a nail biter.
I can't remember the name. I can't. I'm sorry. No. Pass.
Sean.
Jared,
Sean.
oh man.
Ooh, yeah, Sean got it.
Who is Lady Proxima?
Proxima!
That is
I
correct.
was like, oh, lady something. I was like, she's a lady. Well, a worm lady. Whatever.
Okay, Sean, it's on you.
Let's do. Let's do not sponsored by Disney Plus for 300.
This forbidden lightsaber technique was used by the stranger to defeat Jackie Long.
Dang.
Kiss My Axe says, OMFG, go Mary.
Yeah, that's Michelle.
You're in
I
a
am
pretty
not up to
comfortable
snuff on
lead.
not up to snuff on my lightsaber form, so I don't know.
Jared,
Okay, Jared.
Tricata.
That is correct.
Legit thought you
Yes,
said
sir.
the cheese. I was like, some cheese?
Yes.
Ricotta?
It is a cheesy move.
I can tell you what he did. I couldn't have named it.
I was like, variant 7? I don't know.
I will take.
It's
three
not a
hole
form.
punch.
It's a technique.
I will. I'll roll the dice again. I'll take Disney Plus 500.
In The Mandalorian Season 3, Bo-Katan reads on a plaque that this historical figure was the first to tame the mythosaur.
Holy God! Oh man.
You're in the 500s, man.
I know.
Even the
High
100s
risk, high
are.
reward.
Young Nice Man said Phoba bet.
Phoba bit.
Bofadies. 10
This
seconds.
isn't right. Who is Mandalore the ultimate? I know that's not right.
That is incorrect.
That's
Sean.
wonderful.
Sean.
Who is Tar Vizsla?
That is incorrect. 10 seconds for steals. Kenny or Mary? Venture a guess.
Who is fuck this Kreese?
Sometimes it feels like that.
I got nothing.
Who is Manny Bothans? No guesses. Okay, the correct answer is Mandalore the Great.
I mean, if you're ultimate, you're pretty great.
I was
wasn't
thought you
Alexander
wanted
the
a
Ultimate, was it?
name.
I was thinking of a name as well, and I was
Like Vizsla. Or I was
Not
like,
like a
three. Yeah, no, I was thinking of a
Well, the
name,
question
but okay.
was Bo-Katan reads the plaque, and it says that this historical
Oh,
Because that's like
okay.
their title. Like they take the throne and they're Mandalore the this.
figure. All right, so in order, we have Marianne. So it's back to you anyway.
Oh, I don't like Sand 100.
This planet is the homeworld to Clan Kryze.
No. No. It's not that one planet, and it's not Mandalore. It's something else.
Back-to-back season 3 questions.
Oh, that was rude.
You're in first place. Be quiet.
I know, but it's a dignity thing. Not knowing.
I must be perfect.
I must know this stuff. I'm just gonna throw out a guess because I know this is incorrect. What is Concord? I know that's incorrect. No. Oh, okay. I remember now.
Jared?
Jared.
What is Concordia?
That is incorrect.
That's what I thought. Okay.
10 seconds for steals. Kenny or Sean?
I just watched these episodes the other day too, and I can't remember.
See, I feel safer doing steals as I keep forgetting that you're not deducting points, so I can just go, yeah, let's just throw a Hail Mary.
Just picture Din's voice talking to Grogu. I think that was 10 seconds. Marianne, if you remember it, I'm not going to give you the points, but if you remember, okay.
No, I don't.
The correct answer is Kalevala.
Yeah, I looked it up because I knew I wasn't going to get it, so I looked it up and I was like, oh, that's right.
That's a tough 100 right there.
As Din says, well, I figured it because it was like in the beginning of the episode. He's just like, this is Kalevala. So, anyways, I mean, I have a hard time gauging difficulty. So.
Yeah, you're doing much better than Eli with your difficulty.
I'm going to start writing these questions or answers.
What I'm learning is my knowledge is not as extensive as I thought it was.
Honestly,
there's a lot of
that was me a few
pedantic
weeks ago.
specificities with a name of a planet you hear once.
I've also only watched through Clone Wars in its entirety once.
In my defense, this category is called locations. So I feel like I gotta be specific.
Oh, it's not bad at all. It's just my brain doesn't do the good at the remembering thing.
But I will say, Kenny, in your defense, everybody, practically almost everyone that I've spoken to and met in the DYAD community, has all expressed varying degrees of doubt with their knowledge. But when they go and do trivia contests and trivia tournaments, they do really well. This one is just kind of like a roulette with what you pick, what category, and honestly, how far you go up.
It's just if you know it, if you've interacted with that media or not.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, with the order as it is, it's back to Kenny, so you have a chance.
We're gonna go... I don't like sand for 200.
A splinter witch coven found themselves sequestered on this planet after years of being hunted for their dark side ideology.
Oh. I have it down to 2, and I don't... I'm thinking this, they splintered up.
Halloween Town?
Is it... What is it called? Oh my god.
10 seconds.
I don't... I'm terrible at names. I can't.
Just throw it out there.
I'm thinking it's that... What is... Peridia? I'm thinking, is it the witches in Ahsoka?
That is incorrect.
The end? Yeah, I didn't think that was right. That's the only one I could think of.
Steals.
You say Jared?
Jared?
What is Brendock?
That is correct.
I knew it's...
This one was from the Acolyte.
There's so many that as soon as you hear the answer, you're like, that's right, I knew it.
Yeah, I was thinking it was either that or the Acolyte, but I couldn't remember the name of the planet in the Acolyte.
I
okay.
will take Disney Plus 200, please.
In Skeleton Crew, SM33 can't say he remembers this place.
All right, let's see how much we can grammatically mutilate this. What is Noad-Atten?
I mean, we'll accept it, but it is At-Atten. That is correct.
Oh, you were trying to say like the quote itself. I was like,
you can't say I remember Noad-Atten.
I got you. I was like, I remember that, yeah.
Yep. All right, Jared. up there.
I'll finish out Disney Plus. 400, please.
Oh, is it me? This is the celestial event that occurs every 3 years that is natively called Mak'ani Bredani.
What is the Eye of Aldani?
That is correct. Jared
Clean.
is closing in. We have 3 more categories left. There's still enough points on the board to catch up to Mary.
I will take sand for 300, please.
Marva Karasi Andor is a daughter of this planet.
What is Ferrix?
He's found his groove. He's found his groove. I don't want to jinx it.
No, don't.
She can't
Bro,
be
you already
stopped
jinxed
now.
me, so.
I'll take sand 400, please.
This was the collective name of 9 planets hidden for their abundant resources and treasures in Skeleton Crew. Oh, groove wavering a little bit.
Trying to lock in. Hold on. I'm going to my mind palace. Hold on.
10 seconds.
What is the gems of the core world? Something like that? No, it's not. I'm wrong.
Was that your guess?
Sure. Yeah, we'll go with that.
That is incorrect.
I thought so.
Guesses.
Marianne?
Mary?
Oh, I'm probably gonna mess this one up too. What are the jewels of the Old Republic?
That is correct.
Yeah. That it was something in that vein. Hell yeah.
I hesitated because he said core worlds. I was like, wait, no, maybe it is core worlds. I was like, no, I'll just say my answer.
Honestly, when you said Republic without the old, I was like, oh, but then you corrected yourself. I was like, yep.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
All right, Mary.
Let's just do locations 500. I don't like sand 500.
This planet, known for its high-quality silks, was exploited by the Empire for the secret mineral hidden in its earth.
What is Gorman?
Oh, we're looking for this secret mineral. The secret
But
mineral.
isn't
This
it a location?
planet, known
Obi-Wan.
for high quality silks,
For
was
this.
It's a
exploited,
location.
but it's a location.
Yeah, this is a location, Pep. Not
Oh, I think
No.
Okay, I'll give this to you then.
I was like,
I think
what?
I was.
Calcite.
Okay.
I wanted to make a
Okay,
joke
there we go.
about
Oh my god.
substrate,
Deep-seated
foliated calcite. But I'll give you the points for Gorman because that is the correct planet.
There are more interesting things on Gorman than spiders.
You should totally keep that question though. Like put it in a different category, obviously, but that's a really good because that's funny.
All right, because at the end of the day, I was going to accept calcite, but I wanted someone to be like deep substrate. All right, Mary.
Rather them have you 100. This is not my best category.
In Master and Apprentice, Qui-Gon Jinn is sent on a mission to assist this former apprentice of Dooku.
Who is Rail Avaros?
Kenny's like, damn it. That is correct.
That's just my favorite book. That's fine.
Oh, that's my favorite book too, so I get it.
Okay, let me see. Let me do a count. 1,824. Yeah, there's still enough, actually. Unless Mary gets the next one right. But there's still points to be gained for the league in second place. So, go for it.
Let's just do ships and ships for 100.
The Millennium Falcon goes by this model designation.
Oh, come on. have the first part.
10 seconds.
Pass. I only have the first part.
Jared.
I think that was Sean, right?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
What is a Corellian YT freighter?
We're looking for its designation. Can you give me that?
No.
Okay.
Fair
I had to
enough.
think about it.
All right, Kenny or Jared? Venture a guess.
Oh, Jared?
Go for it.
YT 700?
Incorrect.
Fuck.
Kenny.
Kenny.
Is it YT? What is YT? I want to say, for some reason, I'm thinking 1300.
And
I don't
Kenny's
know
on
why.
the board.
This
Great pull. Great
I
pull,
only-
Kenny. Great
I
pull.
was recently playing the old Rogue Squadron games, and I think this came up at one point on them.
Nice, very nice.
I had the YT. That's all I had was YT.
Sean, you were close. You had Corellian YT. You just needed that 1300. All right, Kenny.
Let's go ships and ships for 200.
Is it me too again? In the High Republic, this was the standard starfighter used by Republic coalition forces.
I can only remember the Jedis. I don't. What is? I can only think of the Jedi vectors, and I know that's not it. So I don't got it.
Jared,
Jared for the steal?
what is a vector? Or not a vector, what is a long beam? I should say what I heard Kenny say. What is a long beam? Final answer.
Cal, do we accept his second answer?
I do. As somebody with dyslexia, there's a lot of times
I
where
fully just
I hear
repeated
one
what
thing
Kenny
and
said.
parrot it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I couldn't.
Okay. Yes, it is long.
It is. That is it. Yep.
Okay, Jared's back at it.
Oh, hell. I don't like either of these categories. I'll do ships and ships for 300.
In Legends, the bond in this ship would serve as the foundation for what would be known today as a Force dyad.
Oh, okay. We're talking about. Okay. Who is Revan and Basta Lashan?
That is correct.
I would have gotten Revan right, but I would have said
Who's like, wait. I'm like, what spaceship is using a force bond? Ah! Oh, wait, no, yeah.
Well, it says
I'm glad you put the little apostrophe before, because the last time it was like.
yeah, you
that
gave me
threw us.
flag for it. I adjusted.
I didn't give you flat.
fixed-
Okay, maybe a little.
Maybe a little.
But it also
I wouldn't
says.
define it as
But it
flag.
also says in the category starships and couples.
I
Right.
will do ships and ships 400.
What?
This ship from Rebels is known colloquially in the fandom as the healthiest ship in all of Star Wars.
Who is Kanan Jarrus and Harrison Dola?
That is correct. Closing in, Jared is, as I say in Yoda's syntax.
Is it a ship if they're actually a couple?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're a canon ship.
Yeah.
You would ship
I thought
people.
shipping was like two people who aren't in a relationship that you would ship.
Not
You can, yeah, you can
necessarily.
ship two people, but you can also be in a ship, which is a relationship. All
This
right,
is hard.
Jared.
I suppose.
I'm about to make a terrible financial decision. Let's do ships and ships 500.
Be confident.
We'll play it where it lies here. We'll play it where it
Ships
lies.
and Ships 500. So this is
Yep.
marked as the daily double.
Oh.
Daily double.
So
I'm
before I
surprised.
reveal the question, would you like to bet anything?
I will bet 1,000 points.
Now I am not deducting
this.
for wrong answers, but because you're betting it, you will lose 1,000 if you get this.
Sure. Sure.
I
Sure.
believe in him.
I will happily be punished for my verbiage.
I believe in Jared. I believe in him.
Here we go.
All right.
Duchess Satine Crease's coronet is a yacht of this class.
So you guys go on over to YouTube, go to the Nerd Academy podcast, or wherever you find podcasts, or everywhere else on the internet. Go to patreon.com/Nerd Academy podcast. Except don't, because I might walk into a river with rocks in my pockets.
I believe in you.
I don't know.
All right, Steels. Anyone that wants to guess? This is pretty esoteric. But I had to do something for the 500 on ships. No guess.
Does Chase know? Is Chase? Can I phone a friend? Chase.
Phone
are
a
you
friend.
here?
So
Can we
Jared
just
goes
mix our game
down
shows?
to 1400. You were so close to Mary. You
I
were
know.
closing in. All right.
What's the answer? You're killing me.
The
What is
answer
it?
is Naur.
No.
Yeah, that's my reaction to that. No.
No.
Oh no, it's a pleasure yacht.
I believe we're back to Sean, right? In the order?
I believe so.
All
All right,
right.
Sean.
Let's go for 300 on the last category.
In light of the Jedi, Avar Kriss senses this Jedi halfway across the galaxy, lending their energy to move a Tabana gas tanker.
Oof.
In the book, she specifically says that she senses them halfway across the galaxy. I probably should have quoted those words. Young Nasty Man says Glup Shitto. 10 seconds.
I'm gonna guess because I haven't finished this book yet. I'm gonna say Stellan Geos.
That is incorrect.
I'm
All
gonna
right,
try Marianne.
Marianne.
Who is Elzar Mann?
That is also incorrect.
There's like a bunch of Jedi who are named that she senses,
but
but I
this
don't remember
one-
who's across the galaxy.
It's the specific halfway person, yeah.
Hey, just because of their stature, they're not halfway. If no one else has a guess to venture, Cal would.
Can I
like
guess
to.
again?
No, you can't guess again.
Okay.
Kenny, did you raise your hand?
I'm thinking, is it... Who is... It's not... Is it Loden Greatstorm? Who is Loden Greatstorm? No.
Incorrect.
Okay, I'm gonna go for a steal, and I'm gonna be honest, it's only because Pep Loki gave a hint. Who is Yoda?
That is correct.
That was my second guess. With the younglings,
Yeah,
she
Pep-
said with the younglings,
did
right?
kinda
Pep
give
said
it
the
away.
Pep
Padawans
said
or whatever.
stature. Pep said stature, and I was like, oh, it's that little green fraud.
No,
And
I
harped
remember
on the
because
fact that it's halfway across the galaxy.
she said with the younglings, right? With like the Padawans or the younglings that he was teaching
Yes.
that day, right? Yeah.
As she's listing out everyone she senses, she says, I even sense Yoda halfway across the galaxy.
I don't even remember Yoda coming up in that book at all.
Because he was
That's the
halfway
only
across the
time he does.
galaxy.
Because
That's
he's
the only
a
time he
fraud.
shows up. Yeah, I think that's the only time he is mentioned. And,
Okay, so that is... Who answered that? Oh, yeah,
Me.
Jared. So
Jared.
you get some points back. Consolation.
Oh God, I'm back. Okay. God,
in
I'm
the
so
building
mad. I'm
again.
so mad. Let's go for broke. Let's do Read Them Have You 400.
400.
In Vader 2017, Vader enlists the help of this ancient Sith Lord to design his fortress.
Who is Darth Momin?
That's correct. And he's back in the 2000s. All right, 2 more categories left.
I'll go Read Them 200 as a little appetizer for a painful one.
This is the species of Geode.
What is Go Fuck Yourself?
The way you started that so quick, I was like, man, he's on it. Let's go. Oh, oh, never mind.
That was rude. I'm sorry. I'm used to being really aggro with Eli. I apologize. That was
No, we
rough.
can handle it.
Okay, I know. I am a guest in this space. Eli, I can bully because he's like a little sibling at this point. I'm a guest. I should be more gracious. What is somebody take this from me, please.
Okay, 20 seconds for a steal. Raise your hand.
Marianne, I'm gonna biff this. What is Venetian?
Judges?
I mean,
no, it's
I'll be
not right.
honest,
It's
I
not
think the first time I read it, that's what I thought it was until I heard the audiobook. I would say let's give it to her because Kenny looks like...
I might. What is Vintian?
That's it.
Vincian?
Kenny got it right.
I remember thinking like Venetian, like when I first read it, I was like, what?
Well, that's how I first read it too, and then I listened to the audiobook. I'm like, oh, Vintian. Oh, oops.
Yeah. I'm only just now getting around to reading the High Republic, so I'm still early on. I just geoed within like the last book I read.
Chase, where have you been? I needed you for a friend.
Chase.
Where have you been?
I wonder if Chase would know that one, actually.
Bring it up.
All right, Kenny, you have a chance to secure third place over Obi-Wan, which is not bad of a
let's
point.
do it.
Is that me?
It was
I
you.
don't remember.
I read
I'll
the
read
geode.
In Rise of Kylo Ren, this student felt her innate abilities too inferior to more gifted students like Ben Solo.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I haven't read this, so I'm gonna pass it off to somebody else.
20 seconds. Nothing wrong with venturing a guess.
I know the panel, I just don't know the name.
Yeah, it is a 500. I would probably rank this as a 1,000-point question.
To be fair, I haven't read any of the comics, so I know nothing about the comics.
It is time.
All right. The answer is vote. Well, let me reset everyone's place really quickly. Yoink, yoink, yoink.
Can you ask Chase that
Before we move
question?
into the next segment, I'm going to run to the refresher real quick. I'll be back in like 30 seconds.
Gotcha. Let's get everyone back in here. Then there you have it. That is our Volume 2 DYAD Star Wars Jeopardy in first place with a commanding lead and a strong performance. Absolutely strong performance. Probably comparable to a Yautja. Marianne, with 2,900 points, scores 1,000 points in the Trivia League. So she's tied with ND Wise Guy right now.
Oh, I'm gonna message him right now.
In second place, Jared's obviously AFK with 2,100 points. In third place, scoring, I believe, 700 points in the league, is Obi-Wan Kenobi. And in last place is Kenny. Sorry. Not in last place. In fourth place. There is no last place in this community. In fourth place is Kenny with 300, who earns 600 points in the league. I will update the brackets after this show is over, but congratulations to everyone. I hope everyone had fun with that Jeopardy board. And be honest.
Yeah.
How was the board in general?
Much better than last time.
There was only one question that I would have probably moved a little bit lower in terms of points, and that was the one about Kanan and Hera's relationship. I think that was a little too easy for a 400.
I felt like, yeah, that was a gimme for sure.
That's like a 100 for sure.
But that's the only thing. It was better. I only watched the last one, and I was scared with the knowledge in that one. But no, this one was
I'm
wild.
glad the board was a lot smaller.
Yeah, it was kind of intimidating with like pretty much double this with 1,000, well 600 to 1,000.
Nick is talking smack on my server right now, but he did really well in the books column. Like I think he swept that entire category.
Yeah.
Last time, but I think this was a lot better than the really big one.
Cool. Jared, since you were away, you have
Yes.
800 points in the Trivia League. So
Thank you.
you are behind ND Wise Guy and Marianne in the first division of the Trivia League.
Oh wow.
It's
Oh, yeah.
fledgling.
Oh,
We
yeah.
just started, so
Oh, no, for sure.
everyone
Yeah,
else
yeah,
starts at 0. Kiss My Axe says, what did she win? So at the end of this season, depending on where Marianne's rank goes, she wins first place and points. This is kind of like playing ranked on Fortnite or Rivals. We're gonna continue to have Jeopardies and Real Fans Would Know games, and each winner down to the 4th place will earn points. And so just to kind of show you guys where we're standing right now, ND Wise Guy has 1,000. Marianne currently has 1,000. I'll have to update this. And Jedi Master Eggs and Jared have 800. Forward into the black and Obi-Shan have 700. And Kenny is at 600. But as they climb the ranks and even eventually get to the Kyber division, there will be a championship belt.
A championship belt.
Yes. For them to obtain for this season. So again, this is one of those kind of like war of attrition type of things. You have to keep going. You have to keep hitting ranked button and keep winning. But you still earn points for participating. So if the panelist is just 4 people, because I think we had Sawyerism, but she couldn't make it due to scheduling conflicts, then there would have been a person here with 0
I have a feeling
points.
she would have wiped the floor. Holy moly.
You never know. I mean, you said that. I think you came in here with a little bit of doubt, and then you clean slate. You cleared almost.
It was a redemption arc for me from last time.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's move on to our bonus segment. If any of you guys have any hard outs or anything you want to do or go out to just leave, you can at this point. Just to respect everyone's time, especially with the difference in time zones. If you guys are on the east, I know it's getting late. But our bonus is just simply hanging out. It's like James Rapicon on the chat saying LFG. Let's fucking go. So yeah, let's hang out, guys.
Oh hey, question real quick since we're hanging out now. Sean.
Yes.
My sister kissed my axe. Her name's Michelle. She wants to know about your jacket. She wants to know if that's the Ahsoka jean jacket you got from her universe.
It sure is, and it's so comfy. I ended up getting it maybe like a couple months after Celebration because I saw Ashley wearing it on the live stage, and she was showing it off. And then I think I saw it one more time in the wild, and I just decided I needed to have it. But I ended up getting like I think it was like the plus size women's version, and I got like the 3 or the 4.
Comfy? I like that.
Very comfy. It says Ahsoka on the back, and it's got the Montreal hood. So
Surprisingly, I was thinking about putting a question on the Jeopardy board about Montrolls versus Leku.
That would be a good one. That would be like a 400 question, I feel like.
Okay.
Maybe a 500.
I feel like a 300.
Really? Okay, hey!
I'm excited for the next one, next Jeopardy, because we might have Choco competing.
yeah.
Yay!
Now he was supposed to compete tonight, but like I said, he chickened out.
Oh, thank God.
Nah.
So I won because he was gone. All right, we're good.
No, you won because you had the right answers.
Oh, thanks. I tried my best.
Because
you
it's
performed
not,
very well. That's you. Don't chalk that up to anybody else. That was you.
because
bringing
this
down
is
the house.
because this is Jeopardy and it's not traditional trivia format. You were getting the answers that were asked on your turn, and you stole some, right? So it's not like we were asking you questions and you got it wrong, and you got it wrong, and then there were multiple chances. You were on a roll. I think you had like a streak up to like 1,500, and then got it wrong, and then
I'll try better to be more confident.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, there were definitely a few questions where I second guessed myself when I was trying to steal, and then.
Yeah, you just gotta. Sometimes you gotta go with your gut. Sometimes you just gotta venture a guess. Honestly, like there were a couple of guesses here that you guys got right. I think Marianne got a guess right. I think Kenny got a guess right.
Palpatine.
Kenny threw out 1,300, and that was correct.
Yeah.
So you never know, Sometimes you gotta go with your gut. Sometimes you gotta throw something out there, like NDY's guy who said Midian system because there's a Hydian system, so there must be a mid. I mean, that guy would probably, if he got it wrong again, he'd probably say, "What about Lodian system?" He'd probably. I think there's a Lodian system.
What about a very Lodian system?
Let's see here. Hello, this is NBC. We are taking legal action for your unauthorized use of the Jeopardy brand. Please deposit 10 million worth of Amazon gift cards to your address. I'm not using any brand at all. There's no
Can you
logos.
please show Chase that question? Unless you're
Yeah, I want to
reading
see if he actually has the answer to
I
that.
want to know if he knows. They know.
Will the answer? Okay, so the answer doesn't show itself. Okay, well, I mean, I'd have to switch scenes again, but like, so the question is it with the is it the 500 on ships?
Yes, I believe so.
Was it that one? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Chase. Duchess Satine Kree's coronet is a yacht of this class. It's a blank class yacht. We'll see if Chase can answer that. I have the Miss Marvel Her Universe leather jacket. Super comfy even in the Florida heat. Chase says Corvette. That's incorrect. This one's pretty esoteric. It is very, very niche.
Where is that information like presented? Because it's not in the show. I assume it's from a
From a
spec
reference
book.
It's from a reference book. I mean, as with most things, there are some locations and some ships that have in-universe dialogue, like Kalevala didn't tell us to Grogu.
Those reference books are a trivia writer's utopia. And find the most just head-scratchingly minute detail to pull out of thin air.
Like Yoda's drug stick.
Give me the gimmer! Give me the gimmer!
Oh gosh, I'm never gonna get over that.
Chase says, does she have a Sorosub yacht? I barely remember her ship. No, she has a Naur class yacht.
Oh no!
I didn't even know she had a ship.
That's what they were using when Obi-Wan was and Anakin were escorting her.
I thought it was a weird looking ship. I didn't care for it, honestly.
Yeah, that's goofy looking.
Yeah, I was like, okay. Sure.
I will say, my friends, I am going to boogie. Just as it's getting late, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my anniversary evening with the lovely Ms. Taylor. But thank you so very much for having me.
Yeah.
I will be back the next time I am welcomed on. And I apologize for how loud and obnoxiously competitive I can be when it comes to Star Wars trivia.
You're fun. You're so fun. fun.
Oh, watch Epic Confrontations. I'm a nightmare. But but thank you also very much for having me, and I appreciate hanging out. And you guys have a good rest of your nights.
Thank you.
Happy
for
anniversary.
being on.
Thank you very much. I'll catch you guys later.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you to Jared, the Dark Jedi, for participating and getting second place in this second edition of Star Wars DYAD Jeopardy. Chase just looked it up, said that's a bad ship design. Well, that wasn't the question. It's
no. Chase is a point. It's not very good.
Let's see here.
Oh, God,
Oh,
no,
everyone's
that is
asking about
awful.
Sean's jacket. Jeez.
Woo!
Nick is talking crap, saying he's going to take you all down next time around. You know what? We would love to see that, wouldn't we, Jackie? We would love to see that. Because the next time,
back in the server.
and you can tell Nick this yourselves if you guys are talking to him. Next time, hopefully, Choco will be here to compete as well. So, with the presence of Marianne and Choco, I don't know who else is competing the next time, but with those two, practically anyone in this community really competing, I doubt that he could take everyone down. But I like the confidence. I like the spunk. You know, we encourage it.
Me and Michelle are on it.
Lando had taste because he bought a Sarasub core yacht. I wouldn't know. I know that it's the Lady Luck. But I can't tell you what kind of yacht, what kind of class yacht it was.
A Sarasub Corp yacht.
That would be that'll be
Or a
the
yacht.
make.
Yeah, and both. I have no idea. Yeah, when it gets that specific, I always start to kind of be like, I if somebody says it, I'll recognize it, but that is in a memory bank somewhere that I cannot pull from.
Lady Luck was made by the same company who made Luke's Landspeeder in A New Hope. Oh,
I don't need.
interesting. What about the XP-37? The one that was it the XP-37? The one that the stormtroopers are talking about in A New Hope? About the new ones just came out. I forgot. What's happening in anybody's life? Do you guys want to share anything?
I'm currently working on a Star Wars original character cosplay. He's going to be a Leppy, so same species as Jackson, if you're familiar.
Yes. He's
I
going to
found
be
a really
in,
cool.
Lego.
Yeah, coming up here soon with Rebuild the Galaxy Season 2. But yeah, it's going to be original character, Leppy. I found a really cool, interesting mask head that I'm going to order and then kind of put it together from there. But he's going to be... he's going to be a pilot for the Coachelle Prime. Basically like droid division company delivering
What are the chances that people see that
living Leppy droids.
and just think that you're cosplaying as a bunny?
I mean, I'm sure I'll get it, but I'm going to try and make him look as in universe as possible, so there's not a whole lot of confusion. Plus, I'll be going to like Star Wars cons and things of the like, not taking him to like, the Renaissance Fair or something.
I mean, he knows it. In the Lego trailer, he's like, "My name's Jackson. Not a lot of people know me. I'm a deep cut." That's cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see. Star Wars ships classifications are a little wonky. Some ships that have similar sizes will be classified as cruisers and others corvettes. They still exist, though.
I just love that there are people in this fandom that have like niche interests, and it's such a joy to watch. Like,
Absolutely.
Chase and their knowledge about all the Star Wars ships is just It's just a joy to watch, and I love when people have like niche interest in a fandom. I think it's just so much fun.
I mean, I say it all the time. Like, people think that I know everything about Star Wars, but my passion is in the Force and understanding this largely nebulous and intangible energy field. You know, that's why when I watch Ahsoka, I can admit that as a show, critically, it's lacking in a lot of areas. But it's number one for me for its Force lore and mysticism, right? So, I mean, I just love the things that aren't like concrete and rigid, you know. And that's why I love creating, or not creating. That's why I love correcting misinformation about it. Because the moment you say this is impossible with the Force, I'm like, bro, the Force isn't all knowable. First of all, we don't know what you could do with the Force. You don't know its upper limits. You don't even know if it has limits. You know, and so like, it's part of Lucasfilm's world building. And if the writer wants to create something new in the Force, it's going to be created. You can't be like, this hasn't happened in all of the movies, therefore it's impossible.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't contradict what's already been established. Yeah, like, yeah. I mean, sometimes you can jump off of what's already been established, but I think that's the cool thing about any kind of made-up universe, is that anything is possible, you know? And I think a lot of people get stuck on canon, and they get stuck on just like rigid rules and forget what world building really is. And George Lucas is, you know, really good at world building, and so people just need to remember it's a big universe and we haven't explored it all yet, so get over it.
I mean, we
and
haven't even
move
explored
on.
all of our own ocean, like.
Right, exactly. Like the whole thing with, like, you know, you have in the Jedi games where you had I forgot their names, but they called the Force the life wind or whatever, yeah. You know, and then Zeppo, and then in the Acolyte you had the thread, right? It was a thread, right? And so it's like, people complaining about that forget that that's such a parallel to real life, because you have Christianity, Judaism, Islam, and they all have like similar roots, but they all branch off in like different directions, because that's how that works. It's different ideologies. People think differently. And so
culturally too. I mean, Chinese dragons are nowhere near European dragons, but they're both dragons. So it's
right. And I think people just like, they just get stuck. Like, I saw this tweet the other day where somebody was like, do you actually think it's bad writing, or do you have this character or story in your head in a specific way, so much in a specific way that if it deviates from what you're thinking, then it's bad writing, you know? I think people just get so stuck on what they think it should be on their head canons, that when it's not that, then it's like, oh my God, it's bad writing. You know? Yeah,
and I think it's also a misunderstanding of what world building is. You know, like you can't isolate it within a set of rules, because it is fictitious in nature, right? This whole world you're building, like when Luke, you know, pulled his lightsaber to him for the first time, we were like, I guess that's possible. When Obi-Wan showed up as a Force ghost, we're like, I guess that's possible.
You even have people that will go to the ends of creating Force techniques for choreography mistakes.
Yeah.
Right? Like
the Force kick it wasn't canon.
Yeah, if you can stretch your imagination to that, but then when like the concept of Force healing is brought in, your mind is just, you can't fathom that. None of it makes sense. You're breaking. It's like, come on now.
That was actually an honest retcon. Force kick wasn't canon. That like a good no, I think it was up until the sequels, or not sequels, the prequels came out, and there was a reference book that finally named it Force Kick, and
Force Kick.
they were finally able to have a citation on that Wikipedia article.
Well, then you have like abilities like Force Run, where you only see it used once in like the visual media, and then never see it again.
Yeah, and we had to reconcile with it by saying, oh, it just makes them tired. Lo and behold, in the Disney era, we have the book Brotherhood, where Obi-Wan is like, I could dash right now, but then I'd be too tired to fight anybody on the other end of this. Right? So now, years and years later, we have in-universe dialogue of him being like, I could use Force speed, but I'll get tired. And then it just kind of substantiates everyone's headcanon that it just makes them tired all those decades ago.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me started on Force Run. Come on, Chase. Get started.
But it's also cool. It's also cool to see like the Force having its limits, like Soul being too fatigued to like lift up both Osha and May, and having to choose.
Well, I
between
also love that
the two of
it's.
them.
Is it a limit in the Force, or is it a limit in the person? You know, like.
Well,
I just think back to the scene in one of the High Republic books of Elzar Mann, like upside down, like meditating and all that stuff, and it's just like, oh, this is so hard.
Yeah, I mean, canonically, it all comes down to stamina, right? We know that size matters not, and if Soul had not just got done fighting a freaking enraged Wookiee and, you know, running all over the fortress, he'd have the ability to lift both of them up, you know. When he finds, I forget what planet that was in the beginning when they were finding Osha for the first time, when he stops her from falling.
Rendok?
No, it was the snow planet.
I was like,
Karlak?
Snow
I think it was
planet, yeah.
Karlak.
oh, where she
yeah.
crashed. Yeah, where she crashed. Yeah.
Yeah, he stops her from falling and shows no signs of fatigue, right? But like, he's fighting a Wookiee that's enraged. He's fighting like all throughout the fortress, and then he's running, and then he gets to them, and then he's tired as hell. Right? So it is definitely stamina, because I don't think there is a limit to how much you can compel the Force to aid you. And there's certainly not a limit for how much you can subjugate it to your will.
But also, we know why people were complaining about the Acolyte. They would find anything to complain about it. So, like, a lot of their complaints were not. It's like they didn't have a leg to stand on.
They'll still complain about something that they themselves said was the only thing that could happen that could make this make sense. It's like, the only way that this makes sense is that if everybody dies at the end. It's like, everybody died.
My favorite. Nobody. Well, it makes sense if Leia's mind was wiped at the end of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
No one left the Acolyte knowing about the Sith or any Sith, really.
Again, it's almost like a grammar issue, because it's like, or really, like, people are just not paying attention. Like, you know, like the argument was, well, the Jedi said there haven't been a Sith for millennia. Yeah, well, the Jedi have been blinded this entire time. They didn't know that there were like 2 Sith every generation or whatever. But it was like, why are you suddenly saying that the Jedi were right or whatever, you know? Yeah. And then of course they're just like, well, how come what's his face? Oh, Ki-Adi-Mundi was like, the Sith have been extinct for millennia, but they were right there because he didn't know.
And contextually, in the scene, he's saying that in response to Qui-Gon saying that he fought a Sith.
Yes!
It wasn't. Yeah. It wasn't a blanket statement about the state of the universe. They just walked in, and Ki-Adi-Mundi was like, "Fun fact: the Sith have been extinct for a millennium." No, Qui-Gon says, "It is my conclusion that it could only be a Sith Lord." But the Sith have been extinct for a millennium. And if you take issue or umbrage with Ki-Adi-Mundi saying that in response to there being a Sith in the Acolyte, he is literally wrong in the scene, because Qui-Gon did fight a Sith. He's like, I fought a Sith. He had training. And Kiadi-Mundi's like, I don't think you fought a Sith. They've been extinct.
No,
The
but
whole
see,
idea
here's
that
the
this is
thing,
retcon,
that
I'm
takes
like, okay.
basic comprehension.
That's what it is. Andy Wise guy in the
you know.
TikTok says, hey y'all, people were too busy getting their info from carpet nuggets. Exactly. Unreliable narrator.
Unreliable narrator. Yes. Thank you.
But even then, so like contextually, again, like the thing with people doing somehow Palpatine returned as this sort of gotcha, like there is 10 seconds, there's 10 more seconds of the scene of them speculating how. It makes sense from Poe's standpoint that he doesn't know. He has no history with Palpatine. He doesn't know how he came back, so it's just somehow. And then the person with like to the equivalent of a history degree, Beaumont, comes in. He's like, well, it could have been alchemy, sorcery, secrets only the Sith knew. So they didn't just be like, well, somehow Palpatine's back, so he's back. On to the next scene.
Not to mention, like, that whole scene is essentially a military briefing of, like, let's get everybody together. Somehow, Palpatine returned. This is the threat we're facing. Like, we got to get it together. It's time to
lock in.
get into action, right? Like,
they don't need to know how.
Exactly.
They missed his Fortnite entrance.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But
That was
entrance.
in that regard, though, there's the rest of the scene of that Kiadi-Mundi scene. So Kiadi-Mundi says the Sith have been extinct for a millennia, and Mace Windu like halfway concurs. Like, I don't think they could have shown up without us noticing. But then Yoda says, hard to see the dark side is. So in that very scene, Yoda's like, calm down, bitches. There could be a Sith out there. We just don't know. Right? And so, like, if you take the entire scene as a whole, that scene is not definitively saying the Sith do not exist. It's just showing Kiadi-Mundi's skepticism. And then Yoda's like, there could be. I don't know. You can't really say for sure.
It's also a healthy skepticism to have, right? Like, it is a big threat. And when it is true that they haven't seen them for a millennia, not that they haven't existed, that, like, are you sure? Are you sure this is what you saw? Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's taking that extra moment of healthy skepticism to be like, because if this is true, this is not nothing. This is something that, realistically, the Jedi have been essentially training for throughout the millennium as well. So it's like, come on.
He's also wrong in the Acolyte too.
Yeah.
Like when they're first looking at the holograms of May's reference footage, and they're speculating as to who they could be. Kiadi-Mundi says, an apprentice that doesn't know their master? That's absurd. I'm like, but she doesn't know her master. That's the case. You're wrong, dude. So it's like he has this history of just being like, well, I don't want to believe this. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm going to say.
He's just a skeptic all around.
History of taking L's.
Like it.
He does have it. I mean, gosh. We're going to Kiadi-Mundi for clarity on things when he was like, Dooku is a political idealist, not a murderer. So he's wrong again. Wrong on all fronts.
Yeah.
And that extends
I'm
to Mace Windu.
I'm gonna have to sign off.
All right, Sean. Thank you for participating. Thank you for hanging out.
It also looks like your video froze.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
Oh, there it is.
Well, guys, I'll keep you updated on my new cosplay, but the good people can find me at obi.sean_Kenobi on TikTok and Instagram.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Have a good night.
We're having trouble getting rid of Sean.
He's frozen.
Let's see. I can manual. There we go. Yeah, we'll be wrapping things up here shortly. I just know the last time I think with the 1,000-point Jeopardy board, we were here until like 9.
We had for a while, yeah.
It was
It was
pretty
a lot.
long.
Long one.
It was a long one.
That was one that like I pulled up the stream to kind of lurk. Went like made dinner, was getting ready for bed, and like came to like close my browser that would inevitably be on just some random YouTube video, and it was still going, and I'm like, oh. And then just went to bed.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
lasted a while. But now we know.
I am extremely excited though for Star Wars to go back to the theaters. The news of Starfighter,
Yes.
New Jedi Order, like we need this. We need to go back to
Star
the
Wars is
theaters.
a fun theater experience for sure. Like they're always, especially when it's involving things with space, it is always just a fun spectacle to see on a big screen, and I've missed it.
I feel like this is a dumb question, but do you think the opening crawl is only reserved for episodes 1 through 9, and it's just going to be like Solo and Rogue One, where it just doesn't have an opening crawl?
I wouldn't say it's reserved for, but it's historically
Yeah.
those
Yeah,
movies.
I wouldn't expect to see it, but
I
I also
wouldn't either.
surprised. They can.
I think I would be surprised if I did see it, but I'm not going to expect it. Like when I first watched Rogue One, when it first came out in theaters, and they didn't do the opening crawl, I was like, oh, okay, I was like, I mean, I didn't have a problem with it, but
I
you
will
know.
say there is a chance we see it with New Jedi Order if they are trying to make a saga, like a new saga,
right,
out of that beginning.
It's
Right.
tough because as much as I like it being like the Skywalker saga thing, it also still does feel very Star Wars to have.
Yes.
And so it's one of those things that, like, if it were to no longer be a thing, I would get it and I would accept it. I would be a little sad.
But if Rey's
it's-
movie is like episode 10, I could see them like doing that. But this is like Starfighter. This is something that's like,
Yeah, for Starfighter, no,
Yeah.
I wouldn't imagine it to be there. But for New Jedi Order, I feel like it should be. But
to fill the gap, the
especially
5-year
because
gap, they
Rey's
could do
a
like what they did with
Skywalker, so
Ahsoka.
it's still
Well, yeah, that
still
too.
a Skywalker saga. So
But with the fill the 5-year gap, they could do what like they did Ahsoka and the Acolyte. They had just a paragraph thing at the beginning or whatever. So
I do think that New Jedi Order might be the first one we get with it. Because there's a possibility that's the start of a new saga. But there's also like there's the cultural impact of the Lucasfilm splash. Right? So anytime in the past we would go see a Star Wars theater, like I was kind of taken aback the first time I saw Solo. And there was the Lucasfilm card, shiny. And there was no it was just like, oh, here's some somber text for you to read. I'm like, okay.
yeah, exactly.
So I'm waiting for that splash of Star Wars and then going into the crawl for the next like saga.
Yeah.
I would like to see that again in theaters.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that again.
The only reason I don't want them to go with an episode for a new saga is that I kind of want them to fill out the saga with story so that it is robust rather than, oh, we're going to do a trilogy.
you'll have to wait till the next episode to find the thing you want to find.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want it to be beginning, middle, and end, and then, but also the next movie will kind of build off of that, and then they'll do like the Infinity Saga where it's a bunch of movies that are within the same main plot, but it has its own arc in it.
I think not to mention there are a large amount of people, surprisingly, that don't understand the concept of trilogies. And when, like, they're on the second episode of it, they're like, nothing makes sense. There's no resolution here. It's like, well, that's because there's going to be 3 movies. Like, just wait, and your questions will be answered. And then the third one comes out, and their questions are answered, and then they're still pouting, and it's... I
mean,
agree.
I remember
think having
remember
stuff
people
as just a
getting-
standalone movie would make it better.
I remember people getting completely miffed at Empire Strikes Back in the beginning. Because again, like, he loses to Vader, gets picked up by Leia, and then they're in this medical frigate, and then they look off into the distance, and it's an end. Like, I thought he was like, so they lost? Like, it's like, yeah, this is the middle of the story. It's like Luke lost, and he comes back in Return of the Jedi, and we get the resolution. But that's also the reason why I don't want another trilogy, or I don't want another kind of set of 3 movies for the new saga. If they're going to establish a saga with New Jedi Order, and this is not to say to copy the MCU, but I'm saying I want them to make movies that build on this premise. And it might take 10 movies, it might take 20 movies, but I want that saga to be as robust as the Infinity Saga, where if you watch New Jedi Order, you get that movie. You watch the next movie, you get that movie. And then the third movie, it's still a standalone movie, and you get that movie. It's not the end of the story of this trilogy. It's just a continued story.
Yeah. Let it actually breathe. Don't just force it into a 3-movie structure for the sake of what Star Wars, just because that's what Star Wars has always done.
Yeah.
Especially because then you can change directors or have different directors work on different projects and it not feel morbidly jarring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. But we'll have to see. We're 6 minutes out from officially calling this episode, but I want to thank Marianne, Kenny, Jared, and Sean for participating in this Jeopardy. Congrats to everyone who earned points, specifically Mary for getting first place.
Yay! Thank you.
And I want to thank Cal for filling in for Choco last minute, because Choco also bailed last minute. Just
I'm
like
normally
last,
asleep.
like last. were you about to go to sleep when I asked you?
When did you ask me? I already forgot.
Like last night at like 11.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I was on my way to bed.
I was out still. I was
And
out
that
still.
was late normally. So, I've been working out a lot lately. Can't you tell? No, but I'm trying to get into better shape so I can actually feel comfortable doing different cosplays and stuff like that. I want to do a Porter Engel one, Stellan Gios, and eventually a Kanan one. I think would be fun. But
Mood. Like, I have the beard and the hair for Chimere and the Stranger, but not the body. I don't think I'll ever get the body of Manny Jacinto, but I'm just saying, I come close.
No, but so for me, because of that, I've been like wiped out and like usually like in bed watching One Piece at like 9 p.m. Central. So like right now I'm very sleepy. But it's been a lot of fun. I appreciate you having me. As always, I'm always here to help out whenever I can.
Yeah, when I first asked you, that was literally a minute after Choco was like, I can't make it. Like, oh, jeez. You're supposed to be competing.
It happens.
Yeah. But my aim with DYAD and the Force is going to be it's the longest running show. Just kidding. There are some podcasts out there with like 5,000 episodes. I can't even.
Whoa!
But we'll get there eventually.
Because there's podcasts that they do it every single day, and it's like, my goodness gracious,
Couldn't imagine.
That's crazy.
It's their job. It's what they do. They make enough for it. I mean, listen, if enough people subscribe and enough people watch us, and this becomes a full-time thing, I don't need to go out and work. I can do a daily show. Don't sue us, Comedy Central. I can't
We're doing
do
daily
a
show
daily
and Jeopardy. We're in trouble.
A daily live of DYAD. But DYAD and the Force on Fridays would still be our flagship program for sure.
And you could have a studio.
Yes, we'd have a studio. We'd invite guests to come on in person. So we would have those, what everybody else has in the podcast sphere. We would have lawn chairs and the mics going into them. Like, so did you guys hear about that trending thing? Yeah.
Relaxing. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Daily DYAD sounds nice. Cubcos, I'm stealing that.
That's got a good ring to it too.
It's got
Congratulations,
alliteration
you
and
just
everything.
donated that.
The longest running Star Wars podcast and game show. What is the current longest running?
Longest running podcast in general?
Yeah.
Or Star
Wars
Wars
podcast.
Is it Star Wars Explained? They've been around for a while.
Most likely, I suppose.
Yeah.
Because I know,
only
like,
one that comes to mind that I have known of for a long time.
Because I know, as long as Chet has been around, he hasn't always had a podcast.
Supposedly, it's Rebel Force Radio and the Star Wars Underworld podcast.
That makes sense. Like, I remember Rebel Force Radio, like...
Long-running, award-winning Star Wars program.
Yeah, no, I was a literal child when Rebel Force Radio started. Holy shit.
Yeah. It's Prime Carpet Nugget, isn't it? Can we call Chet that? Carpet Nugget Prime? I don't know, because he's not as bad as like Nerdrotic and Geeks and Gamers and all of them. Those guys are like Prime Carpet Nugget. But I feel like if Chet had some like measure of self-awareness, he could course correct, but he doesn't. You know, every time he's criticized, he gets defensive and puts up a wall, and acts like a victim. You know, when people were complaining that he wasn't covering Andor, he played the victim card. But, anyways, do you have something to say, Kenny?
I was just saying, looking through podcasts and stuff, I just found something horrifying that I forgot about. I don't think it was ever posted, but I have the audio file here of me and my friend attempted to do a podcast for a little bit, and one of the first things we did was our live unedited reactions to the Star Wars Holiday Special for the first time ever watching it.
It's an experience.
No, it was a whole lot of confusion.
It was something.
Yep.
It was a special.
As Chase would say, it's peak Star Wars.
There is a reason that nobody will try to get it taken off of YouTube because they don't want to acknowledge its existence.
Yeah, I mean, I acknowledge its existence. I'm not going to try to.
But I mean, like
erase it.
the corporate, like the people that would have to go out of their way to acknowledge it. Like, there's a reason George Lucas didn't. Beyond saying he hated it and wanted to destroy every copy ever.
That reminds me
We
of
did
the
get Life Day out of it, and it's near my birthday, which makes me very happy.
When is Life Day, like, officially?
It would be Christmas, right?
No.
Or November?
I could be wrong. My brain wants to say it's like November 19th.
It could coincide with the Thanksgiving holiday. But that reminds me of like everyone's attempt to just erase things in general from Star Wars because they don't like it. It's just not happening.
Oh, November 17th. Because it was what a lot of people refer to as when the holiday special came out, which was November 17th, 1978.
I feel sorry for the people that watched that live, expecting something great.
Yeah.
You showed up like you lined up for it as if it was like episode like 6 or episode 7. Like back then.
Yeah, and you have people complaining about Disney Star Wars.
He doesn't understand that being the loudest voice in the room doesn't mean he's the smartest. Oh, I mean, I would go so far as to say Chet is kind of like an Elon Musk. Not in the same in terms of like stature, but I would say that he thinks he's the smartest person. Like the way he talks about how he is the only one that knows the first 6 movies, like it's his own child. Like, no. Like, everybody knows a lot about the first 6 movies.
Yeah,
Just because you've interviewed some people that worked on it. We've talked to Matt Martin and the story group personally. It doesn't mean that we know that we are the foremost authority on everything Star Wars right now. You know? I feel bad for Alec as he wasn't even in it and got dragged in by the opening credits. Oh, I didn't even know that.
Did he?
He was credited in the special?
Wait a minute.
Or was he credited for a voice? 'Cause if they
I
use his
watched
voice-
Holiday Special one time, like 20 years ago, and haven't seen it since. So I definitely do not remember.
I think if they would credit him and he's not in it, there would be like a voice that they're using, a line that he says.
Through the use of archival footage, they used, it was clips from the original movie that they played during the special.
That could be it too.
Same with crediting David Prowse as Vader.
Gotcha.
The
Oh,
opening
there-
monologue mentions Alec Guinness and shows a clip from A New Hope. Interesting.
I wiped 99% of that special from my brain.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I've never watched it, so
It's
I mean, it's one of those proceed at your own discretion type of thing.
It's what if you dropped acid and then created a Star Wars project? Like that's the only way that I can frame it. Is it's like there's no context. There's like you'll jump from one scene to another, and you're like, where is this even? Like, what
Yeah.
am I even watching?
like
It is genuinely a trip to watch. So it's one that
and
like
from,
yeah, proceed at your own risk.
and from what I remember, if you were not sober when you watched it, you would be similar to the actual people acting in it. Most of them were not sober.
Everyone felt lost.
Yeah.
okay. So
Then you have like the whole like blank
Yeah.
stare.
Yeah.
while watching it, okay.
You have like the blank.
It's just
Every
a
time you're
constant.
confused, take a sip, and you will be
It's just
out probably halfway through.
It's just a constant meme of John Travolta's gif where he's like,
You just have-
Truthfully.
Make you think of that. Just the only thing I can vividly remember is like the blank look on Carrie Fisher's face during like the final song of her just. She doesn't know what she's saying.
It genuinely, to me, always has seemed like a group of people had a brilliant idea after celebrating with a bunch of Star Wars money after it being successful. And like, listen, I got the best idea. Han Solo's gonna go to Kashyyyk, and we're gonna see Chewbacca's family, and then the Grandpa Wookiee is gonna be watching lewd videos in VR. It's gonna be great. And it's like, and they just
guarantee-
made it, and they got the actors involved, and they're all like, "What is going on?" It's so weird.
I guarantee no one at Lucasfilm was responsible for bringing that to the fore.
I think the only responsibility they had was greenlighting it.
Even I don't think that they were responsible for that, because I guarantee you
Was that just
there
Fox?
was
It was all CBS.
there was contingencies.
CBS?
There was contingencies for them to bring the sequels to life. The sequels meaning, you know. And so, like, I could imagine a whole bunch of like suits being like, "This is a good idea. We need to do we need to do the parade or something. We need to do a holiday special."
Mm-hmm.
And so
What
they
did
put
it look
together,
like in
put something
Star Wars?
together.
I don't know. This. Yeah, no, it's
It's the
It's
equivalent of getting like an A-list bankable actor to guest host on SNL, and them doing
It's
the
honestly-
skits and stuff. But it's like
it's honestly like
it's
brain
not
rot
SNL.
Star Wars.
brain rot.
Like truthfully. Yeah.
The only
it's-
thing that Lucas was
Wow.
directly involved in was deciding to have the narrative surround Chewbacca's family. Everybody was pushing back on that, saying you can't make a special surrounding an alien that only grunts.
you can. They're
I'm not
making a
gonna
movie
lie, I
called
think
Predator
that would have made
Badlands.
it better.
Well, you
I think that
can't.
would have made it better if it was just us watching Wookiees growl and gurgle at one another for 2
just
hours.
celebrate like whatever. Just
We just
yeah.
get the
Then
Wookiee
at that
yub
point,
nub.
you could at least like put in what you think is happening and what you think they're saying. But oh my god, it was.
It's kind of like people filling in the gaps for all of R2's like insanely obviously
Chopper.
pissed off beat. Chopper, to be fair, you can sometimes understand. Like,
Oh yeah, it's
legitimately.
delightful.
Can you imagine a Wookiee yub nub?
Oh my god!
Someone send that to Lucasfilm, please.
Grandpa Wookiee jorking it to Jefferson Starship. Exactly.
No.
Yeah. No. This. My god. It's an experience. It is one that I truly think that like. I really do think everybody should watch it who is like a diehard Star Wars fan, just so you can remember that the series or the franchise isn't always that serious.
I just told my sister we gotta watch it with alcohol, so
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
for sure.
At
we'll
minimum,
report back.
at minimum, watched a little like cartoon special that introduces Boba Fett. That's actually okay.
I think you guys should take a shot every time you hear a Wookiee bark.
Oh my god.
Oh, I think
We don't want to send
may-
anybody to the hospital.
Some people may, in fact, die if they do that.
Hey,
Yeah, that's why I said take a sip every time you're like a little bit confused, and halfway through you're gonna be wasted. So
You won't remember anything, and it'll be It'll be better. You'll be better for it.
I love it.
I mean, as much as it's lambasted, I think the holiday special is the holiday special. You know, obviously it's not gonna rank anywhere close to low on people's rankings at all.
except for
But-
Chase's.
but-
It's number one.
Of course it
I've
is.
seen at
But
least
it
3
exists.
people that have ranked that in the top 5.
No, that wouldn't be possible.
It was of everything Star Wars. They ranked that in top 5, the holiday special.
Ooh. I mean, like honestly, as a meme and as a joke, it's actually pretty fun. As a movie, it's atrocious.
If you go in expecting it to be like if you watch just A New Hope, like you're showing somebody for the first time, then tell them this is the next thing and they're expecting it to be serious, you're an asshole.
Bro, I have the best movie for you to watch. What is it? It's called the Star Wars Holiday Special.
It's
Show them
special,
just show them
Oscars.
the Lego holiday special and they might actually enjoy the time.
You should trip them up with a category called Holiday Specials, and it's all Lego Holiday Specials.
Oh, for
gives me
Chase
an idea.
specifically, that would be fun.
So the idea is being noted and being contemplated for sure.
Just like ships and chips.
What do I say? Specials and specials?
Oh no.
The super special category.
I like the Lego Holiday Special.
But the Lego holiday
Oh,
special,
they're great.
I love them.
They're fun.
those ones are great.
I still haven't seen the Halloween one, but
Which one's the
Me too.
Halloween one?
I don't know, but at this
is
point,
that the one
we
with Darth Jar
are
Jar in it? I can't remember.
I don't
We've-
think so. I think that was the most recent one.
we've wandered 12 minutes past the end of this podcast. And of course, that happens when we're knee deep in some solid conversation about Star Wars Holiday Special. I want to thank Cal for coming on. And once again, Kenny, if you're going to start making content or if you have a Twitch that you want to plug, go ahead and do so.
I do. I do want to just say I've never been on anything like this. I've been following the show for years. Thanks for having me on. It was fun. And I did figure out my Twitch is the same name as here, but it's 683, not 684. Because 684 was taken.
How dare
And
they?
occasionally I
Oddly
will.
specific to be taken, but
I don't know. Twitch yelled at me and said I couldn't have it. So
that's funny.
Hey, they told me
yet.
I couldn't have Element 7.
oh no.
But that's a bit generic too.
That's pretty common.
Yeah, but no, it was I rarely will show up on there.
All right. Well, if anybody's interested, you can go follow and hope for the best to see if he shows up. But
I'm planning something soon, maybe, possibly.
right on. Well, thank you for coming on. And you've been watching for years. Wow. Appreciate your support. Marianne, what are your final words for the plebeians that are not in first place?
Whoa.
My final words. I've kind of recently found myself kind of tired with Star Wars right now, which really depresses me because I love Star Wars. But I think I just I don't know. I honestly could not tell you, but I do remember that this franchise means so much to me and is so very special to me, and I will always talk about the music. It's hard, but I love talking about it, and I always talk about the music. And no, Chris, I will not be hosting a composer panel at Star Wars Celebration.
You might.
God.
You never know.
Never say never.
I don't think so, but actually, speaking of that, Pep, I applied for the Seattle Comic-Con in March. Ooh. I know it's on the West Coast, but I don't know, if that's in distance of you, but just a heads up, I did apply for that to present it there in Seattle at EmeraldCon. So
yeah, I might go.
Yeah,
my sister's in Seattle, so I might make a trip about it. That gives me an idea because they did just add to the Jeopardy platform for the thing that I use. They finally added audio clues, and I think I might have a music category.
Ooh, I'll help make them.
Absolutely.
I would do better at that than I would do books and comics. I can say that much for sure.
I don't know. Can you guess this track? Dan!
Oh.
The opening to the is it the opening to the main theme? It's Across the Stars.
I think so.
Across the Stars. It's totally Across the Stars.
No, that's Asteroid Belt.
Da, 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 da. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
I
God.
understand.
I don't know. Should I do
have
1 second clues or
music.
2 second clues?
No.
It depends on the thing. You could also have one for sound effects too. Like, what is this sound effect from? And then I have already 20 ideas, and I'm not going to say them out loud because they might be a thing.
Interesting.
You need to with the music. Don't be like me with the music and be super I don't know. On TikTok, I've been posting music clips or what's the theme that you hear here, and it's the first 2 notes of Princess Leia's theme, and everybody's like, what? And I'm like, okay, sorry, I'll go a little easier.
Yeah, I mean, really... I mean, especially when I'm gauging difficulty, I'll have to see. I won't just I will put in some.
If you do a music category, I won't participate because I feel like I'm at an advantage. So I will I can help you.
Okay.
No. I will say this. Everyone has their special interests within Star Wars. If it just so happens that the quiz you're on hits one of your niches, we don't know. Somebody could have been a huge comic fan for tonight's as well, right?
I mean, Andy Wise Guy did kill
with
the books, right? And
yeah.
Cheese killed with the ships.
Yeah, that happens. Yeah. That's gonna be a part of it.
But you just want to help.
This was time well spent.
I just want to help.
All right.
That's also why I'm not participating. Is Pep was even do you want to play? I'm like, no, I want to help.
So here's the deal. For the first music category, we'll have you help, just to kind of set the status quo of how we're going to do that category. But then on the next one, you're on the opposite end, right? So you'll help us establish how we're going to treat that category.
Okay.
But again, thank you to everyone in the chat, YouTube, TikTok, Twitch. Thank you for hanging out this long. I know our conversations can run long because we have great conversations on this side of the fandom. Our conversations do not end at "This is trash." We have lengthy
or with people being upset.
Substantive conversations and profound conversations. But thank you guys once again for hanging out. That's it. On to the next one, Cal.
For lit and for life.
We are all in first place.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
Why not?
And we'll see you guys later.
Have a good night, everybody.